Once again, you know who it is. It's Reek, the master of ceremonies. And with me on this particular live stream is none other than Black Williams Knight. Man, did I say that right? It's so many it's so many parts to it. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You all good. Either way you say it, it's all good. The Black Knight Williams or the Williams Black Knight. I'm here.
Okay, most definitely. I appreciate that. It's been a long time coming. I know you were supposed to come on with me the other night, and I kind of went past the time of calling you, and you KO'd on me. But that's to be expected when you're doing it moving. So
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. I be getting up every morning around about 4:30 and 5 o'clock. So, around about this time, I be shutting it down, or you know what I'm saying. I already shut down sometime.
Right.
I got a few holidays coming up this week here, so and then this rain been so crazy. I ain't really been, in the mood to be trying to do nothing, man. There's no outdoor weather.
Right. Oh, so it's been raining down there too. Besides the temperature flip flopping.
Yeah, it's been rain. It rained all day today until up until about 5 o'clock. And then yesterday it was like 70-something degrees, feeling good. And the day before that it rained. It's like every 3 days out of the week, man. It just rained 3 or 4 days out of the week.
Damn.
Man, today we got a cold front, so the wind blowing hard. It's supposed to be down in like 30s or 40s tonight. So, and then back in the damn 60s and 70s tomorrow. This shit crazy, man.
Yeah, this is definitely that getting sick weather for real.
Yeah, that wind blowing right now about 25, 30 miles per hour right now. Yep. It's crazy, man. I was like, damn. You got this bitch in short pants one day, and the next 5 or 10 minutes, you got to put on thermal and everything. Long john, everything.
Damn. What was I going to say? So, it's a few different topics that we can tackle tonight, and like I posted on the particular thumbnail or the description of this actual live stream, which will turn into a video after we end it. The hotline will be open. Matter of fact, it's been so long since I posted a hotline, I gotta have to remember the number myself. I ain't put it up in a while.
Yes, sir. I ain't got my I'm trying to get on my page and see if I got anybody coming in yet, and I'm trying to get there. So.
Well, I'll look at it like this. We're only about to be 3 minutes in. It takes some time. Just think how long it took for you to get the notification for the last one, some hours after. So
right.
That's how they're doing me. The people behind the computer screens and who's in charge of this, because I ain't in charge of it. I could have however many subscribers. If they feel that 2 people or 1 person is going to be in here, that's what they're going to do. But they can't stop how many people actually listen to the replay.
Right. That's right. Now, Rick, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Because I'm on the whistle name. I ain't want it to be echo when I had to turn some volume down.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I should have sent out some straight up messages to people to let them know, because Rick, I didn't get no notifications, so maybe I have to do that too, just to let some of the regulars that rock with us know that we up in here. So let me get on that right now. But any topic you want to start off and go into, what you want to talk about, what's going on,
or? I just want to come on and vibe and do a little catching up, because I ain't been coming on and I ain't been, hearing nothing and seeing what's been going on. I can catch some of the replays, and I caught the last replay with you and with Ken, and y'all was talking about that other thing. So, other than that, I ain't been able to come on and really chat and say nothing. But I've been it's just so much stuff out there in the media right now and the news right now. It's just some of it got me kind of pissed off, and some of it got me like, oh well. All I'm hoping is that somehow the brothers ain't totally gave up, man.
Right.
It seems like right now the people that we're looking up to, they giving up on them.
That's true.
We ain't got nobody but us out here in the streets for real now. It seems like
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, like the brother that came in the other night ago, I want to say Star Child. He said, Rick, I see you as the street journalist, and like I said, I take that as an honor because there's a lot of people out here that be like, I mess with a lot of people that got melanin pigmentation. No, but you're still melaninless. That doesn't make you a person of a melanin pigmentation. That makes you essentially a culture vulture, as they call it. You know.
That's right. That's right. You ain't sharing the same color, and you essentially you're a culture vulture.
Right.
What you think about all these deaths been happening this year so fast, man? Early off in the year like this, man. I know we talked a little bit about it, you know, back and forth on the you know, message or whatever, but and then we was talking about that other thing too about the gematria effect and all that. And it just seems like more and more people leaving every day, man. What you think about that? What's going on with that? Can you see anything that may be into, you know, relation or?
I mean, you think about it. It's a lot of things. I mean, in our section of the world, we always been kind of seeing that in you know, things happening in our inner cities that's going on. But now we're seeing it. It's like back in the day, we used to have to wait for certain information to come out. Now it's plastered on so many social medias, like you're getting constant updates and okay, this person unpassed and this is what happened to him. It's like they're bombarding you with all this almost to a point of making you desensitized, you know, just like how, you know, when video games came where it was, you know, extra killing and it kind of numbed people from, you know, death and things like that. I'm seeing this as, oh, we're gonna show you so many deaths and bombard you with, you know, so much stuff where, you know, it kind of you kind of become numb to something that's unnatural that's happening. Right.
And it seems like they're trying to push that death agenda and that feminization agenda. They trying to just push that on us extra hard. Seems like it, man.
Right.
You know, they promoting that and pushing that hard as they can, and it seems like they're trying to put it out there by a certain time frame or something, the way they bombarding us with all this kind of stuff that's going on, man. And
it's almost like that chaos and disorder thing. It's like a back and forth, and they know they're causing it because okay, they're saying what Dwayne Wade, his son is, you know, don't want to be a son, and
right.
And they're putting this in the media hemisphere talking about this. But when someone reacts with like, you know, I don't agree with that. Well, nobody asked your opinion. Then why is it put in a public hemisphere? Right. I mean, you're doing this on purpose because you know that's going to trigger someone to say something because people don't hold those same type of values.
Right. And then, you know, I just can't see it. You know, I can't see I can't see compromising myself trying to go along and get along with none of this bullshit. If it's wrong, man, it's wrong. You know what I mean? And ain't no way we can look at this and try to make it right no kind of way when it's fucked up and it's wrong, man.
Right.
And it's like everybody speak up trying to say the right thing and say what needs to be said. They the one get bashed. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know. It seems like the more you try to tell people, like, you know, this fucked up, don't be that. A child should have a decision to be able to grow up and decide on whether they want to be a woman or a young man when they get a certain age.
Right.
You shouldn't put that on them, but they shouldn't have an opinion to be able to feel that way because they 9 or 10 years old. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you speak out against it and say something about that, then it's, that's wrong. No, you can't judge and this and that. That's crazy as fuck, man.
Right. And how I look at it, it's almost like if, okay, you're accepted in America as a black man if you say that you're homosexual or if you're a lesbian, you're accepted, you know, or transgender or whatever they want to call it. But let you start speaking on some positiveness or an uplifting, actually uplifting brothers, not throwing brothers under the bus. Right. Then they want to demonize you. Because think about it like this. They done demonized Bill Cosby. Right. They done demonized R. Kelly kind of brought some of it on himself, but still they done demonized him. He haven't really had his day in court again.
Right.
He already had it one time, but he hasn't had his day in court again. Now,
Right.
I just recently seen they said something about some woman came forward talking about Rick James, like, oh, he had sex with me when I was 15 back in 79. Okay, the
I
man
seen
been
that.
gone since 04. So why didn't you pursue this during any of that stench of time? I mean, why now? Because you want
Right.
to demonize all brothers. It's like a all brothers that's down being heterosexual, like that's a bad thing. We got to split the black families as much as possible because they're not playing along into, you know, this certain type of ideology, this certain type of thinking. Matter of fact, I don't know if you remember, but it was a movie Black and White, and it had Mike Tyson in it. And matter of fact, Robert Downey Jr., who plays the Iron Man, you know, and Robert Downey Jr. was saying some craziness to Mike Tyson, and in the movie he put hands on him, and he said after, you know, they broke it up, he said I'm from a different culture than you. I'm not with this Caucasian funniness. I'm dressing it up because he said use other choice words, but he said I'm not with this.
Right.
I mean, get that kind of, you know, ideology away from me. If you partake in that, that's cool. Be over where you be at with that. Don't bring it to me. I don't need to hear it because I don't subscribe to that.
Exactly. At least, like I said, if you want to be that way, don't push it on the public like that. You know what I mean? Keep that shit in the closet. Nobody don't want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? It's what you choose to be and your gender type of fluence or whatever. My bad. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. All right, appreciate it. Can you hear me, Reed?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, yeah, man. They shouldn't push that agenda on us no kind of way because it ain't everybody's decision to want to, you know what I'm saying, to go along to get along with that, especially like you said a minute ago when people have their morals and values and believe in deeply what they believe in. You know, don't force it on nobody, you know. And the way they trying to make us accept that shit, like they putting it all in the schoolhouses and want them coming to the house dressed in drag, reading to the kids and stuff. That ain't cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't agree with none of that stuff, man. I can tell you one thing. I'm a straight black heterosexual melanated man, and I'ma die that way because I ain't finna bend my will for nobody. I don't care what it come down to, and I'm trying to encourage my kids and anybody else that, you know, cause it's a war out here. It's a war out here on us, man. On the masculine, feminine man, it's a war out here, man. So we got to stand up and fight and try to keep out because they trying to kill us, man. They trying to wipe us out the world, off the planet for real.
Right.
You know, through
the things we eat, through the water we drink. Think about it like this: the water's still not fixed in Flint. They're still drinking poison water over there, and who knows how many other cities throughout America where the water quality is probably just as bad, if not worse. We don't know. It really depends on the person that's actually. Let me go ahead and get this water analyzed and tested to see what really in this water. You know.
They say what they care about the man that they created that water system and put out there for them to have free, clean water. They told the man machine up, man. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear about that?
No.
It's an old topic now where the black man invented that water machine, man, where he create water out of thin air, out of the moisture in the air, man, the machine.
Yeah.
And so he had a few of those machines spread out across in certain areas in Detroit or you know, in certain areas where the water was real bad at.
Yeah.
They've been going behind the man, tearing the man machines down because he won't explain to him or won't sell a patent to them how he built the motherfucker. So they tearing the man shit up, man. Yep. So essentially they don't want you to be trying to do nothing good to try to help nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything that you can do good to try to help somebody, they're going to tear it down. And if you're doing something bad, it degrade and, you know, demoralize and all that shit there, you know, it's all that shit flying right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. It's real crazy out here now. People don't understand, you know, and they think, they're scared to speak for one thing. You know what I mean? If I say the wrong thing, it's going to offend somebody or this or that, man. man, you got to be able to stand up for right is wrong is wrong. These are days and times where, you know what I'm saying, where you got to be able to, you know what I'm saying, test your strength to the Lord or whatever, you know. You say you're a soldier, you're going to fight for God, or you're going to fight for the devil, you know.
Right.
So, you know, I'm talking about the truth. I'm talking about the true living. I'm talking about the true God. I ain't talking about that religion and all that other bullshit. I'm talking about the real deal, you know.
Right.
So,
Not the Caucasian Caesar. What's his name?
Caesar Borgia.
Yeah, not him.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the real truth. You know what I'm saying? The Creator, the one that created heaven and earth and everything. You know, everything we see. You know.
Right. Now let me recognize. Cadillac J just came in. He said checking in and out. Good topic. Hey, what's up, Cadillac J just?
What's going on, Cadillac J? Glad to see you in the chat, man. Been a long time. I catch some of the replays in here and out, but I know Rick ain't been on in a minute now, so, you know, I'm just coming in to say hey to everybody and reventing a little bit and trying to get some of these topics, you know, talk about some of these topics that we ain't and talk about a lot of shit that's been going on that need to be covered, you know.
Right.
I just want to know how people feel like, is there anybody there that feel the same way I feel? Like, I feel like all this, you know, God bless the dead and the people that's passing away, but I feel like there's too much energy going towards that.
Right.
You know, I got people out here in the street that's dying and ain't nobody paying attention to it at all. Nobody ain't giving a damn about it. You mean to tell me when a celebrity died there, you got to goddamn go out your way and do all this and do all that, and you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I'm like, wow, really? It's people that mourn harder for Kobe than they did for their own goddamn mom and dad and sister and brother. I'm
right.
Like, really? You know? And I ain't no hater by a long shot. I love Kobe and like, you know, anything else, but I understand the type of system that he was in and what he represented and what he was tied up in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't gonna say I don't respect that. I can't get down with that, you know.
Right. His family ain't gonna miss no meals or anything like that. Yes, just like everybody across this globe, across this planet, locally that you know, they don't you know, had a loved one pass. They're playing on people's heartstrings, like, oh look, well isn't this just like your situation? Yes, but I done had that situation. I ain't had people fawn over me, and of course I'm not in the media spotlight. That's not what I'm saying. But death happens every day, and people don't get recognized for that. We should recognize for their death. We should recognize, you know what? Yeah, that's sad. You know, that's just should, you know, have us strive to do more and better. Not okay. Now we got to have vigil to this person I never even met. That's almost like having vigils to Caesar, the Caesar cat. That, you know, the Caucasian, the Caucasian Jesus. You know, that person.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's just like, I mean, you know, the lady that played on Good Times, Jan DeBow.
Yeah.
She passed, but I tell you something, Reek, and this is no lie. Man, the night before that lady passed, which was last night, right? This morning, this night or whatever. Okay, I was on Real Back TV, and they had a video clip of her singing a song back in the days. I didn't know she was like an R&B singer or a pop singer or whatever.
Yeah, I want to say she's the one who sang the opening for the Jeffersons.
Yeah, she sung that song too, but I didn't know that. I didn't find it out to the day. But she sung that song, Queen on the Road or something, man. I was listening to that song, and that was the last thing I heard before I fell asleep. And when I woke back up the next morning, which was this morning, they said she was dead. I was like, wow, man. I just had this. Now it was just ironic to me. That shit like freaked me out, like, cause it just came to me like that, and then she did this morning. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Well, that was yesterday morning. I want to say, cause today a different day, but. And then the young cat, Pop Smoke or whatever. What's going on with these young rappers and artists and stuff? What's going on, man?
Now with that, well, let me recognize. Bro came in. Bro said, "Good evening, gentlemen. It's been a while. This is why you focus on life and not wait for tomorrow. You might not make it. Like in the movie A Bronx Tale. See if he cares if your rent isn't paid."
That's right.
That's the truth. Yeah, but far as these rappers and things like this, like, I mean, I'm quite sure, you know, this Pop Smoke cat, he ain't on my radar. He was only 20. I've never heard of him before. I've never heard of him ever.
But I heard, but I never heard of him either. But I heard a couple of days ago I was watching a few interviews, and a few other artists mentioned his name, like he was the next up and coming artist. And then all of a sudden it's like he posts his address or whatever on IG or whatever, and all of a sudden he even got, you know what I'm saying, a home invasion and he dead. Now, if it's a home invasion, that means somebody had to kick your door in, come in there and kill you and rob you or whatever, you know what I mean? So
right.
who the fuck had the guts to do that out in Hollywood Hills or wherever he was at?
Right. I could see somewhere where's the hood somewhere where, you know, everybody, you know, knows, you know, common streets and, you know, knows where to maneuver. But, you know, going up into suburb, or not so much suburbs, but, you know, well, yeah, essentially like a suburb area.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's not like, you know, a low rent, you know, it ain't like the hood. It's not like that. It's a little different.
Right. There ain't no ordinary street crime.
Right.
That's something on another level, I think, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I seen someone posted it on one of the social media things. It's like he was a sacrifice for some industry person. So I guess
that's what I was getting around to, because I seen a few interviews where a few people were talking about that cat, which I didn't even get. I said in my mind I was gonna get a chance to look him up, but by the time I got around to it, shit, the dude dead.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, I still ain't heard none of his music and nothing like that yet. But from the artists that I've been hearing talking about him, you know what I'm saying, they some pretty prominent artists, and now all of a sudden this dude gone. I'm like, come on now, this ain't adding up to me.
I look at what you just said, that situation. I look at it. I can't remember what is a YouTube channel that posted it. It'll come to my mind, but this correlates to what I'm trying to, you know, make sense. Now, a lot of news outlets throughout the country, you know, they were running clips of, you know, in this time of need, we need the people to come together on this certain thing. And how they said this in the newscast, they took one clip and then they took another clip and they were saying it exactly verbatim. So with these artists saying, yeah, he was an up and coming, you keep hearing he was an up and coming. Why is this is instantly repeated? It's like the same, like they got the same memo as the last person got the same memo to say that shit.
That's the like, you got to look out for that code language.
Right.
That's that code. Up, when you hear that up and coming artist or a rising star, you know what I'm saying? They talking. That's them code words and shit. So, you know, you got to be aware of that.
But let's even go even further, because we done seen people that had done touched real money and how real money acts versus people that portray like they got real money. And why I'm saying that with this rapper cat, Pop Smoke, they said he was staying at an Airbnb spot, a rented spot. So you rent a mansion, you make it seem like the people that don't know about that, they look at it like, oh, he got a big mansion. No, he's renting this. You see these vehicles, they're leased. You see this jewelry, some of that jewelry could be rented. So it's given a sight to the public like, man, this one, he's living large, when actuality, he's not living large. This is all like a fantasy. And
that's all,
go ahead.
That's all promotional use.
Right.
That's a promotion. You know, somebody trying to make $1 or get a book deal or make some more money. You know, and some of the times the record labels they front you that money and stuff and shoot them videos for you. And that's how a lot of them artists get in debt.
Right, because they figure, hey, well, instead of renting this chain or instead of leasing this Range Rover, just sign over your publishing. You know, don't even worry about this publishing. Just sign that over, and you know you'll be able to have this and you have that. No, the money is in that publishing. The money is owning your masters. But you know they're fast talking these young little brothers, because you figure 20, and if you ain't really had nobody that done had some real money in your circle, in your life, your family, you ain't really gonna know about these things. So you may a little young cat like that may go along with that. May go along with, oh yeah, living this Airbnb, it got a big pool and everything. It's just like owning it. No, renting is not just like owning. You're renting. And imagine the taxes out in California gotta be crazy. So come on.
And so they want us while we're young, because we ain't got it all. We ain't quite ready for life, and we don't know what we searching for, don't know what we want out of life when we young. So they want that young talent while they young, 16, 17, 18 years old, so they can come in there and offer them $2 and $3 million and shit that they ain't never had, and give them the sell they sold, or try them concept that they wouldn't normally do if they had somebody sit down and talk to them and think about it, you know.
Right.
And then for the average person, you know, that's in the hood or whatever, that's growing up in poverty or whatever, and you talking about somebody finna offer you $1 million to make 2 or 3 songs or an album with them, they ain't gonna turn that down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but you know, it takes a smart one to know the difference. And that's why we gotta teach them not to do that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But really, they ain't gotta really do it now, because you got social media and all these other platforms now. But they still trying to figure out a way to control them. You know what I mean?
That's true. And most of the people that be in their ear are someone that is melanless, that claim that they know your people more than you.
Look at all these young artists, they keep on getting in trouble. And every time you look around, they going to jail and get in trouble. They ain't got no leadership around them. They ain't got nobody around them that's telling them what they should not be doing.
Right.
All they got is a bunch of so-called friends around them, and you know, and the ones that do try to tell them the right thing, those the ones that the label or the industry or whatever tell them don't go around them. That they're a bad influence. They don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they try to keep them around that negative energy and try to keep the other ones from getting close to them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So hard to get to them when they when you got them putting. It's like playing tug of war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody trying to tell you the right thing, then they trying to tell you the wrong thing. But the one who trying to tell you the wrong thing, he got more control and more money and more power. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like that in so many ways.
I look at it like this. I mean, simple ways you can draw parables, you know, that make things make sense. I was watching a Scotty Kilmer video, and he was talking about how, you know, this lady had this Tahoe, a late model Tahoe, and she brought it in, and she went to like a little franchise mechanic shop, and they were trying to charge her thousands because they were counting every little thing that could have seemed like it had an issue wrong and charged her, versus, you know, Scotty's gonna tell you the real, like, this is the only thing that you need to handle. All that other stuff you don't got to worry about. Right. But they're based on selling you something. They don't want to just fix that one little thing, because they work off of sales and what they can sell you. So that the same thing goes with these when people sign with these majors, like, you know what? We're gonna book them for, like you said, for these video shoots. We're gonna book him for when he flies on that private plane to whatever. Yeah. Certain tour dates, certain people that we have on his entourage and all that. But they think, oh well, I need all this. What the record label is saying that. Fuck that. You don't need all that shit. Take accountability for what money is going out and what you can cut off and do your own. And hopefully you got someone in your family that can, you know, put you up on game. Seek out that person that, you know, my uncle always was in my ear, but I was kind of ignoring what he was saying. No, maybe you need to holler at him about some business, since you're starting to generate certain revenue that, you know, the common person they ain't used to having.
Right. And see, you know, and nowadays, it always been this way as far as the industry wise. They don't, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter how talented you are now. They can buy you and make you talented. They can promote you and make you sound like somebody. You can not be shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
They know what it takes to keep you promoted, and they'll put you in the media so much to where, you know what I'm saying, people will get adapted to you, and after a while they'll start bobbing their head. They've been heard the damn song so many times. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they got their way of trying to promote people. It ain't about talent no more. It's about making stars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They make stars, and and that's a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, topic within itself. You know, so a lot of people that's got talent, that's the problem. They ain't able to get in and get nowhere because you got gatekeepers, and then you got everybody else is in the way and hindering you from what that's, you know what I'm saying, what you rightfully trying to stand for.
Right.
You know, you trying to think that I can make it off my talent, and the industry rejecting you because it ain't about talent. It's about whether you want to play this game or not.
Right.
Like Steve Harvey said, you got to be willing to play the game. Are you willing to play the game or not? You know.
And when you think about it, really is about how big can we make this person so we can have enough leeches to suck their blood. That's what it is.
Well, it's about that too, and how much do you really want to be a part of what we got really going on? How much are you really willing to sacrifice? You say you want to be a billionaire, whatever. Okay, what are you willing to do? Because we'll give you that, but now what you want to do? Who you willing to knock it off and do whatever you got to do and do this and do that and do this and do that? You know, in order to get in that club, that kind of club, you got to have some blood on your hands.
Right.
You know. And that's just the way it is. I mean, I hate to say it like that or whatever, but I got to see the way it is, man. You know, I ain't saying ain't no people that's got, you know, honest people that really, you know what I'm saying, that's got money and trying to do the right thing and on that right path, man. They don't give up if they got $1 million or they got $1. They gonna still feel the same and be the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
but think about it like this. I want to say Zach spoke on his channel. And it kind of made me think about this. He's like, you go into like maybe some bar or you go into some lounge or something, and you hear someone singing like real good, like, man, you should be famous to how you sing. But they weren't willing to sign that contract to sell their soul. So that's why they're where they're at. It doesn't mean they're not good. It just means they're not willing to sell their soul to cross over, you know?
That's right. Now, what you think about that Snoop Dogg incident? He come back by him coming back and apologizing.
I look at it like this: Calvin Broadus, he's what's I'm trying to think. What's that? When you're an actor, you got a certain kind of card where you can act. What is that called?
Damn, I know what you're talking about. They talk about it all the time too. I know what cards you're talking about.
Yeah.
Not the black card. I know what cards you're talking about.
It has to do with acting. It gives you the right to be able to act or whatever. It's essentially a license to be acting. Well, since he carries one of those. So with him carrying one of those, he's putting on an act, even if he's on an IG or if he's on a Facebook. He's a card carrying actor. So with him going hard means what? That triggers people during this time of, you know, this stuff with Kobe. Okay, you're triggered. Okay, he said something, whatever. Oh, now the other side, oh, he was kind of wrong. Okay, now let me go back and, you know, pull back. Because you're a card carrier. You don't want to affect your money. You signed up on the contract. You got to abide by the contract. But think about it like this. Negative information goes, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
That's what it says, negative information, bullshit sells.
Bullshit sells, but you can put that out here, but you gotta put the other end out. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you some information, but then I gotta drop the misinformation. You gotta have they gotta have both of them. Because it's pictures with him previous before, you know, any of this happened with Oprah, with Gail, both hugged up with him. So you've been cool with these individuals.
Right.
So why would I think anything lesser of you not siding with these people? Because you're all card carrying motherfuckers. You're actors.
Right.
Why should I buy into what an actor says? Go ahead.
Then my thing was like, okay, he bad enough he apologized already. That defeats the whole purpose of him just saying anything. He should have just kept his fucking mouth closed. You know, by him coming out and apologizing. And at the same time, by him apologizing, then there one of them and go back and bite their words and say they apologized. Susan Rice didn't say she was sorry.
Right.
He did, and she goddamn threatened. She made it a worse threat than what the fuck he supposed to allegedly made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? After that man came back and apologized, you didn't see Gail come and apologize and say she was sorry or Susan Rice.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck shit? If everybody apologized, if he apologized, everybody should be apologizing.
Right.
But to me, they was just like putting Snoop back in his place. Like, okay, motherfucker, you ain't up here yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, we can have you shut down. You know, I don't care about the shit I say because I don't got to answer to nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they ain't really got to pay me or you no attention because we ain't up on that hierarchy shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll try to keep our mouths closed, but they ain't really studying us for real. We ain't controlling the masses of people like what they got going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can just try to slow us down and throw little bullshit bumps in the road or whatever and slow us down or whatever, but to keep the truth from being put out there. But in actually, like you said, all of them paid after. They on the same damn team together, man. But
now,
they want us.
I was gonna say, Lowe came in. He said, "What's up?" He said, "Now they're saying Laura London is sleeping with Puff." And then I also heard Lowe said they also was talking about Snoop's son dressed as a girl after Gail argument. Yeah, I seen those pictures of that. But you know, if that's what he subscribed to, that's what he subscribed to. I ain't hating on that man if he want to dress like a woman and do that. You know, people gonna do what they do.
Yeah, but so you keep watching that stuff, and then the more energy we put in, and the more we begin to see that it ain't nothing but all game. See, somebody finna get promoted somewhere.
Right.
When you look at all these, it happens every year, man. All through the year, all the time. When you see all this little stuff going on, these people getting promoted. They done sold their kids and sold their soul, and they getting promotions, man. And that's what it's all about. They moving up the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. On that type of level shit, you know what I'm saying? Like Will Smith and his son and Wayne Wade and his son, all that bullshit. They ain't doing what the elite want them to do. Right. And
how I look at it, none of them motherfuckers is in no factor in my world. I don't care what the fuck they do. They're fucking actors. I mean, I'm not a fan of their work. I haven't been a fan, or I won't even say a fan, because a fan is a fanatic. I'm not any of that. I may admire someone's work, but I'm not a fan. You know, when I seen a brother wearing the candy suit in Katy Perry's video, and the video when he's holding Britney Spears, I'm like, come on, man, you a motherfucking actor. I'm not buying none of that shit you talking at all.
Right. It ain't nothing but some homophobic ass shit, gay shit going on, and they trying to take the black man masculinity away from him, man. Right. They destroying the kids, and they don't want the women to have nothing to do with it. You see all our women now, all our beautiful sisters not trying to run and get with a white man. I ain't gonna say all of them, but you know, every time you look around, they down the brother too. See? Right.
But hey, let's for the sisters that's listening, it's some brothers that's so hypnotized where they feel I only could have a white woman, you know, at all. I can't even mess with a sister or something like that. One did me so wrong, I can't even fuck with them. Deal or just recognize the person that you dealt with was fucked up, or you didn't check something within yourself where they done, you know, did what they did, you know? I mean, you can't just write off a person, go, oh, this color, I'm writing them off because of that. No, it's in your deeds and your actions.
That's right. If one person does you like that or whatever, don't mean everybody like that in that race. Right. You know, we got to get back together and get off that bullshit there, because it's still us against them.
That's true.
You know. And the way Trump got it going now, he's showing you every day. He wanted to, if it was a word we can call him a nigga, he'll be the nigga it is. That's a real nigga Trump is. I hate to say it, but now the definition of a nigga, he done everything that they said a nigga would do. He said grab him by the pussy and do all that, but now Trump doing nigga shit.
Oh, but let's make it even deeper though. Yeah. Even though we had a so-called, with quotation marks, black president, he was doing real Caucasian things when he was in office.
Exactly. Put the fucking rainbow flag on the White House and everything. And people still overlook that like he's the greatest thing that ever happened. I tell you one thing, nigga, the way they rolling these laws back, we finna be up for a real fight if we don't wake up, man.
Right.
They bringing these old laws back into effect, man. And that man come out and make America great again. They think he bullshit, but he's still changing laws every day. And he putting these people in position that's gonna make it hard on us, man. You know.
Right.
So they talking shit like they don't care who get in the office now because they want Trump out of there because they're against Trump now. But at the same time, they ain't our job to run and try to jump and run and vote for Trump or vote for nobody else because they ain't got nothing for us.
Right.
You know.
Like I said, I look at it like this. In any city in the United States, it doesn't matter if the prosecutor is, think about it like this, if you're innocent and you're accused of a crime, if the prosecutor is the Democrat or Republican, they still got it out for your ass when you in the courtroom. So it doesn't even matter.
That's right. You know, so I say, listen, as a black voting block or whatever you want to call it, I say fucking hold our votes and don't fucking vote at all. Vote independent or wait till a motherfucker puts them on the table that's tangible for us.
Right.
Say that we can, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing worth for black folks somebody bring them to the table, then we don't need to vote for nobody because this ain't our fight.
Right.
Let the White House fall down. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Let that bitch crumble. It was built on corruption anyway. Let it fall down.
Right.
Don't fucking vote. They ain't doing shit for us. I'm tired of. Well, I ain't voting. I'm tired of seeing people voting and we ain't getting nothing out of it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because I always hear people, oh, if you want to change the system, you got to join the system. No, they go off a chain of command. They go off of people that are like you're essentially capstone because, okay, if you ain't a part of this society or these mystery schools, you ain't gonna rise any higher. So I don't want to hear that about, well, if you join the system, you could put some change in it. How? Tell me that. If they got that kind of hierarchy in there, if you ain't with this and you ain't doing some deeds in the lodges and things like that is unbeknownst to the public, nah, man, I ain't with none of that.
Right.
You ain't making real change like that.
Right. And for one thing about it, we want black folks won't stick together as a fucking group and demand that we put somebody in. If we do put somebody in office, we need to hold their ass accountable and make sure they do what the fuck they say they gonna do when we put them in office.
Right.
Instead of they going in office and then they reneging and don't do what they're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? We got to start holding people accountable for when they do go in office. If they get all these black votes and all these people vote for them and they get these positions, then they don't want to do nothing for nobody.
Right.
You know, they should be held accountable, but at the same time, I say fuck it. Don't vote at all, and that's a good start right there by not voting. Because they already feel like the Democrats they already feel like black folks comfortable. They gonna always vote Democrats.
Yeah, we got your vote in the bag all the time. It don't matter what the fuck we
never
say.
Do nothing for them. They gonna, you know what I'm saying? They always been, you know what I'm saying? So we got to get up out of that shit there and just be like, fuck it, who I don't give a fuck if you Republican or Democratic, whatever you is. You got something to give up or something. I'm talking about something tangible. I ain't talking about no goddamn I got a dream ass bullshit.
Right.
We need some goddamn money. We need some money, some land, some businesses. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no education, goddamn. We need money. I'm tired of all that getting the money to the schools and all that shit. That ain't what the fuck.
Right, because I know a lot of motherfuckers that got all kind of credentials and still ain't getting no money.
That's right. Shit, motherfuckers back in the day, hell, they ain't had no damn college degrees. They had third and fourth grade damn school, drop out of school and still was building houses and shit back in the day. It wasn't about no education, man. It was about skills and knowing. Now, you know, it's good to have that.
Right. I'm not saying it ain't, but
yeah. It ain't nothing like they trying to make it seem to be like you gotta be well educated to make no money, this and all that. Nah, we need some goddamn money and some land.
Yeah, because it's points where they be like, oh well, you're overeducated for this job position. Overeducated? Overeducated. Right. I need a job. I need to provide for my people. I need a way until I can make my own way. Because you know, a job, you only can put so much in a job. It's really about creating your own thing, but at least let me get a foot in the door to be able to create something. They even try to block that if you be like, I want to work for myself. They want to put the
Right.
blocks on that.
Yeah. Now, them motherfuckers will give you a $30,000 to $40,000 loan for a damn 2020 car, but they won't give you that same loan for a house.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or some investment property or something like that,
Right.
commercial or something like that.
Now, if you're trying to get it for a student loan, they'll give it to you for that, keep you in debt. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's some bullshit, see. And we got to stop going along to get along and start putting our foot down as a whole goddamn group. Ain't no one. See, we keep looking for one black person, one black leader. They keep killing them one by one. Like they take a whole unit to move.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't move as no unit, we ain't gonna never get ahead. You know, we got to move as a unit, man. Everybody else move as a unit. They all move. They ain't got no one leader speaking up for them. They got them folks moving in nations and units, man. You know.
Right.
So they sell us the damn Jay-Z's and the Beyonce's and the shit like that for somebody to look up to.
Right.
You know.
Straight up, zoo. I call them motherfuckers zoo animals because it's like they live in a terrarium. I'm for real, because what real change are they making? Well, Jay-Z signed a deal with NFL. Why? Because NFL was having problems because Kaepernick talking about the kneeling and all that kind of stuff. Well, we got to patch it up. People, black folks ain't wanting to watch the NFL and all that. Fuck the NFL.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's all rigged up anyway. I'm glad that people are starting to realize that this shit it's all rigged up and all about numbers and shit here. You know. For the few people that are waking up, that's able to see, because everybody still think that it's what it is. But it's all a scam, people.
Now wait a minute. Now Time Traveler Radio said Jay-Z monetized the situation. I'll take it a step further than that. That sounds good, like you said. He monetized it, but he probably only got a percentile on that. Because just like, was it the Nets basketball team? Oh, he's a owner of that. No, he owns a percentile, a small percentage. Right. It ain't like no 50 or ain't like no 75. It's like 2%. That ain't shit. That he's getting paid what a pitchman would get paid. You gotta look at it in a pitchman, just like how back in the day and with Colt 45 with Billy D. Williams with hey, ain't nothing like a Colt 45. Black folks thought he owned parts of Colt 45. No, he was the pitchman.
Just like they put P. Diddy and all them on that goddamn on that alcohol, on that liquor, and it's they liquor.
Right. If you go in the research, it's easy. Go to Wikipedia. Look who actually owns Ciroc. Look and see who owns it. It's not Puffy. Right. It's not him at all. It's some family from probably 1700s that still own that. He's just a pitch person for that shit.
They've been doing that same shit since slavery with the Uncle Ben's and Aunt Jamil's and all that same old shit.
Right. It really, they're like you said, they're the gratified Uncle Ben's. That's what they are, or what's Mrs. Butterworth. They're the gratified things of that. You gotta look at it like that.
Yeah, that's what they is. The mammoth, you got the mammoth figure, you got the goddamn the Indo slave, whatever he feels, the field slave. You got all of them. The Uncle Ben, you got all of them.
Right.
Popeye chicken that lady hollering like she crazy, she showing on shit.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
And I'll look at it like this. Think about it like this. I'll go deeper on that Beyonce situation. What was the Ivy Park clothing line or whatever she got? Let's break this down. Now, it was a pitch where she was giving all the or quotations. She was sending all these different clothing lines of her clothing line to different stars. And a lot of people was like, why ain't she sending it to, regular everyday people? Well, think about it like this. This is a business move. Okay, if I send it to this star, they have this many followers on Instagram and on Facebook. That'll pitch and put out to all their subscribers to buy my shit versus me sending out to a regular everyday Joe that's spending their really hard-earned money trying to, save up to buy this shit. But then in turn, not too long after that, they show her at a flea market with her daughter buying the material or, okaying what material should be used. So you go into a flea market where that shit probably don't cost nothing to make, but charging hella money on that shit.
Exactly. Just like Michael Jordan with them goddamn Jordans, $200-$300.
Right, when it's made over there in China and Taiwan for probably pennies on a dollar.
Yeah. Yeah. It probably don't cost $10 to make that whole shoe, and he made goddamn $200-300 off of that shoe. You know?
Right.
All that Nike ain't he getting the rest of it because he don't own shit either.
Okay, now can you read the comments? Can you see them?
Yeah.
I'll let you go over that one.
I don't see nothing else but Time Traveling Radio said he made himself a representative speaker for a hoe. Talking about Jay-Z?
Yeah, and he said one right before that a little bit, if you can see that one.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying he monetized situation, really non-related to him, but it's like he made himself a president of the black community. Man, you know, not for me. You know?
Right, he don't speak for me.
He can't speak for me.
Right.
He never had, even as a artist, a rap artist, he was all right, but he wasn't never my favorite artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was all right. I remember that motherfucker first started, he sounded like a little goddamn elementary ass rapper.
Right. He was nothing.
Trying to put two and two together, goddamn. Just had a little nice beat behind it.
If it wasn't for Biggie dying, that motherfucker would be nowhere on the map. Nowhere.
And God knows Tupac was still alive, he wouldn't be, because Pop was putting their ass on blast.
Right.
He put all their ass, the same motherfuckers you see up right now in the pedestal, they would not be around here if Pac and Biggie was here.
Right. But let's even go how much they steal and not so. Yeah, well, I said it right, steal, because think about it like this. People been hyping up that Meg Thee Stallion, out of Dallas or Houston, whichever part of Dallas or whatever part of Texas she's from.
Right.
That last single that she put out, it had an old Pac beat on it. Like, oh, look, she's rapping over Pac beat. Well, who did Meg Thee Stallion sign with? Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga been using Pac's shit.
Right.
Now, why you want to use somebody's music, even though you got to pay the family a percentage, but let's think about it like this. Even though the family gets a percentage, probably most of it is going back to the people who own the masters who took over Death Row, because it's not Sugar or anybody, it's
Hasbro.
Yeah, it's Hasbro. So he's paying it to Hasbro, and then maybe a little bit
goddamn that make fucking toys
and shit.
Own the man. Yeah, they own Pop shit and Suge shit, I believe.
Right, they do.
That's crazy as fuck, man. They ain't got nothing to do with. They ain't got shit to do with no music at all. But they and they way over there in Europe somewhere, in Germany or somewhere, ain't it?
I think so.
Yeah, they got all them boys masters this shit. They own everything in Hasbro. Yep. I think that was that was a power move for them. But now that's why I don't respect, like, I ain't gonna say like, Jay-Z and them had the money. They could have just went on and bought the whole damn thing themselves.
That's true.
Instead of letting it get in somebody else's hand, But I know they wasn't. I ain't gonna say they was enemies, but I feel like I know that Pop didn't fuck with them. You know what I mean, at the time.
Right.
I know that. So I just think they be doing that shit, man, in mockery. You know what I mean?
Right. Because I look at it like this: if I had some a family member that at the time when they passed away, they didn't rock with somebody, and I knew they didn't rock with them, I can't see the person that they didn't rock with saying, well, yeah, trying to be like, yeah, and they were so good. No, you didn't fuck with them. They didn't fuck with you. So why are you trying to, say all this? Oh, can we get beyond it? This person's passed. Now, if they were still here and maybe made amends then yeah, but they didn't. Mm-hmm. So that's where it stands.
Right. Yep, exactly. So it's just a lot of shit today. It's a lot of snake ass shit going on, man. It's coming to the top, right? It's coming to the top though. It's the age of Aquarius and the age of the goddamn coming into the knowing. So just keep your eyes open, and we gonna see all kind of shit go on this year. All kind of shit coming out of the closet this year.
Right.
And I ain't gonna be surprised at all. You know what I mean? 'Cause I know some shit coming.
Huh.
And it's already. It ain't even the end of February, man. It's already like. It feels like it's damn near 6 months in the year already.
Right, because January was a mother. It was a lot of stuff going on in January.
This shit crazy, man. Like, what the fuck? We ain't even got through a quarter of a year yet. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Now you see Bro's comment?
Oh, let me go back to it. He said, yes, sir, Jay-Z or other artists should have bought Death Row, Hasbro on Power Rangers, and now Death Row. Wow, what's next? Disney owning Bad Boy. Shit, probably already own Bad Boy. You know what I mean? And shit like that. See, the people who really run shit, we don't never see their hands. They ain't gonna never be in the media because they own the media.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
what you call the silent partners.
No, you'll never see the people that's controlling this shit because they own this shit.
Right.
They don't go on TV. They own TV. OWN, not ON.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's different, man. You know, like I said, when you start dealing into a whole lot of money like that, man, you become a part of that sector, and you don't get a chance to get by without answering to somebody. If somebody coming to see you, you hit that right tax bracket or that right price range or wherever you at, it's somebody coming to talk to you, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't care how many meetings you got, somebody coming to talk to you about this. You ain't gonna make it no Fortune 500 club, no Forbes, none of that shit, unless you done talk to somebody. You gotta have some money. You gotta be talk to somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
because they know that once you start amassing that type of money, you got real control to change things. That's why they demonize Bill Cosby, because he had the amount of money it was to buy NBC. They blocked that. They could have sold him that, but they know if he had took control of that, he would have took control of the mind, the TV programming that programs your mind. They don't want a black man to take control over something that can help get people up out of their situations through positive programming. They don't want positive. They want misdirection. They want people that'll be obedient to them.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, did you hear about the why they really came down on Bill about the land and shit that he's supposed to own? They were saying something about he owned a massive estate of land, man, a real big estate of land, man. That motherfucker sitting on like a gold mine or some shit, man, or oil mine or some shit, worth billions and billions of dollars. And said that they've been trying to get him to come off of that land for so long, and he don't want to get rid of it. So I caught a snippet of that. I don't know how true it is, so I'm just gonna say, you know what I'm saying, legend, you know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, you know, I caught a few snippets of that, and they were saying, like, you know, him and his wife, they sitting on a nice estate with a nice, you know what I'm saying, I guess a gold mine or whatever, oil or whatever. But it got a lot to do with some land and shit too. So I'm thinking it's a little bit bigger than that NBC shit, you know what I'm saying? The reason why they trying to hold him down, and, you know, they probably want him to die in that motherfucker so they can get control from kind of thing.
Right.
But it's just so much, man. It's just so much that we'll never know the real truth behind it. But
damn, wait a minute. What happened? Damn, hold on a second. What? Oh, shoot. I lost connection with Will. Hold on a second, y'all. Hopefully Will's battery didn't go out. I know that happens sometimes. Will, you there?
damn, as soon as I said that, they cut me off, dude.
They sure did.
God damn. Oh, man.
I'm like, what happened? It straight cut off.
I'm talking about it just straight dropped. As soon as I said that, the fish just dropped, dog. Call dropped.
Yeah, they don't want this truth. They're like, man, these melanated brothers know too much. Of course, we do our studies.
Yeah, I've been trying to do my research and find out, because that's the only way we're gonna know what's going on, man. We gotta stop taking shit at face value and believing shit for what it is. You know what I mean? And we gotta start scratching the surface and start digging up other shit and see what's really going on. And these folks, they trying to take us out, man. So it's really chasing out checkers for real.
Right.
You know. So
now, Lowe said, I found out same family owned Walgreens and Walmart, and then Malik came in and said, Sam's Club owns Walmart.
Yeah.
And then,
Sam, or the Waltons, yeah.
Yup. And then he said, Lowe said, think about both start with Wall and Waltons, and then
Yeah,
Malik said right, Wall
right.
everything, huh? And
Well,
he's
you turn, like they say, turn it around and spell it backwards. It's martial law.
right.
You know what I'm saying? All it's the same thing. When you tied in and looking at all these Walmarts being built, and all of them keep on getting shut down within 6 or 8 months or 18 months, and the motherfuckers look just like prisons for real when they put that damn barbed wire around 'em with the tower and all.
And what a lot of people don't know, a lot of the ones that are closed down, a lot of
Yeah,
law enforcement do drills in those. Why are you
right.
doing
And they
drills
and
in
they
those
got
places?
and just about all the Walmarts, the super centers got underground tunnels.
Mm.
Yep. I seen a dude do it. I seen a video on that where a dude was. It was like 2 or 3 years ago when he exposed that shit.
Mm.
He was like, "This shit is crazy, man." You know what I'm saying? Essentially, he was saying they'll build these super center, these big Walmarts and stuff, and then they'll leave them up and running for about maybe a year or 8 months or whatever, and then they'll close them down there. And their excuse they'll have is because of they got bad plumbing
Yeah,
problems
bad
or
plumbing.
water.
You're
Yeah,
a multi-billion, probably $1 trillion corporation, and you're
uh huh.
saying when you built this that was faulty. I don't believe it.
Right. Right. So they building these and they shutting them down for a reason. That's another thing we need to look at too, though. You know, see all this stuff, all this injury and stuff that's stirring up and people dying and race wars and people going against one another. They trying to bring order out of chaos, like you said. You know what I'm saying? So when that shit do come and they try to pull that goddamn martial law shit, they're gonna be trying to haul people in these goddamn FEMA camps and all these Walmart centers and shit and try to have people trying to govern people, man.
Right.
That shit really is trying to, you know what I'm saying? They pushing that for that to happen.
Right.
They want the people to rebel against the government. So when the people do start rebelling against the government, they're gonna try to bring in the National Guard and shut our ass down and put us in the martial law.
Now look at it like this. I want you to peep bro's comment too, but I don't
Let me
know
see.
about in your area, but I know around my way, and anybody that's hearing me, you could throw it up. I've been noticing they've been building a lot of mini storages, like little
Yeah,
mini storage buildings, like out of nowhere. I'm like, where are all these mini storages coming from? I ain't
they
never
do.
known them to build that many like that.
Mm-hmm. See, they trying these like I watched another documentary and they were talking about when the hurricanes came through and hit down the south and hit down in New Orleans and tore the levee up and all that shit down in them a couple of years back with those bad hurricanes.
Right.
And when the people tried to send the civilians in there, they sent them people in there armed. And they was in there armed and they was forcing people out of their homes and they was doing a whole lot of other shit that they wasn't supposed to be doing. And then they had other shit going on where they was like ordered to like shoot people and kill people if they wouldn't compromise or go along with what the fuck they wanted them to do.
Mm.
And so like some of the troops, by them being U.S. military troops, they didn't want to turn on their own people and kill their own people. So now they tried their tactic with the hurricanes down there, and now what they're doing now is they bringing the Russians and the Chinese in. And when they start coming in with another goddamn disaster, something take real big disaster, something take place real bad, they're gonna send them in to finish wiping people out. You know what I'm saying? So instead of them like coming in to try to help and save, they're gonna be coming in to kill too. You know, and it won't be the whites, it'll be the Russians and the Chinese.
Mm.
So yeah, it's just. I ain't saying that's going to happen, but it's something to think about and something to look at, and you gotta take all signs and pay attention to all signs.
Right.
And
Now,
they say the worst thing you can be is conspiracy theories, but that's the best thing you can be because you gotta be able to leave all lanes and all options open.
right.
Damn near anything possible these days. These motherfuckers crazy.
Now, bro said many people don't know many of those Walmarts near Texas and Arizona became the detention centers for illegals or non-white
Yeah,
illegals.
no, that's right. That's right. And so it's an experiment. They already been running it for years, for a number of years now. So they just trying to see. They trying with all the immigrants now to see how well the system's gonna work. But they trying to implement it on the civilians, on us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
So,
let me draw another parable. Just like I'm related to cars because I know about cars. Scotty was talking about before fuel injection really became a real thing. They had
right.
Hondas would try out fuel injection cars over in the UK. And then once they
Uh-huh.
perfected it, then they brought it over here to the US because they had it perfected by then. It's like they worked
Right.
all the kinks out over there in that country. But then they
Right.
finally brought it over here. So, like you said, with them starting these detention centers for all look illegals, we gotta build a wall and all this kind of all that mantra.
Yeah.
That's almost like showing the people before
That's
they
right.
put the other foot shoe down or what the other shoe drops.
Exactly. They experiment on them and learn how to control us.
Right.
Just like they did with the slaves, you know what I'm saying? They learned through the slaves. They can control the slaves. They can control anybody by their mind.
Right.
So now, it ain't a matter whether you white or black or whatever color you is now. You can still become a slave. You can enslave yourself now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that that's another thing. And they have us thinking that like I was trying to tell my mom about a year ago, and she was talking about the wall and Trump and the wall and all this, and I was thinking like shit. They building that wall, but what they building that wall for? To keep us in?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that movie Fences with Denzel in it. He built the wall to keep motherfuckers in that motherfucker. He wasn't trying to let nobody out.
Right.
It wasn't about nobody trying to break in. It was about trying to get out that motherfucker. And then see Trump, he doing a lot of banning right now with these travel bans. He putting all these bans down where people can where most of the blacks ain't able to, go to certain parts of Africa and you know what I'm saying, stay for so long now. He putting all these visa laws and stuff in effect so people won't be able to travel now. As far as the black people, you know what I mean? Yeah, so just pay attention to that stuff, man. It's crazy.
And let's talk about the other. Well, let me read bro's other comment. He said, "I want to know how they keep building new gas stations like Cumberland and Waverly's, but science claims we are running out of oil."
They don't need gas to run vehicles no more. They got everything that's artificial now, pretty much for real. You can buy full synthetic goddamn oil now put in these cars these days. They ain't running off no motor oil for real. All this shit is synthetic now. So they making whatever they got. They can take a little bit of it and stretch it just like dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and think about it like this. I've been noticing like they done been, we're just now kind of catching on to having high V up here. But now I notice all these high Vs have Tesla stations in them. So you see everybody that got a Tesla parked up at the high Vs charging their Teslas up. So it's like they're slowly moving over to these electric cars now. You see GM's about to bring back the Hummer in an electric vehicle now. So it's like they're slowly bringing on this electric. So the transitioning is happening right before our eyes.
Right before our eyes, and you can partially thank Obama for that when he did the cash for clunker bill.
Right.
He made a lot of them get rid of them old school cars and get them out the yards. They were broke down and didn't look good. He made you get rid of them and gave you a new car, and you thought that you was doing good. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Look how much damage you're gonna be doing. Now you ain't able to fix your own vehicle. You'll forever have a car note, pretty much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that vehicle breaks down, now I gotta have insurance on it. Now I gotta pay to have it repaired. And if I don't get it fixed, they're gonna put me in another one. I'm still gonna have a car note. You know what I mean?
And you figure a lot of these newer cars, they're not set up like the older cars. And when I say that, it's like you actually need computer software to deal with them because they're computer ran now. They're not just
not manual.
Yeah.
Everything's smart now all of a sudden.
Right.
So they done pretty much got it. They pretty much mastered that shit to where, you know what I'm saying, you have to have a car now for the rest of your life, damn, if you plan on driving or whatever, you know. You're gonna always have a bill because guess what? The cars they make it, they ain't gonna run but 3 or 4, 5 years maybe. And then by the time you get tired of driving, you know what they gonna say? Oh, you can trade that car and get you another car, and then you can just keep paying us, and you'll never get done paying for a car.
Right. So they want you paying for everything. Think about, a lot of people don't even think about it. Young folks that don't come from our generation. I pay for streaming. Fuck streaming. Why do you gotta pay for your own music? Buy that shit. I know
Right.
people say you have the option where you can buy it, but you always got money coming out of your pocket, and that's just from just one thing of music. You could have a streaming service for Netflix. You could have a streaming service for Hulu or whoever, Amazon Prime, all that. All this coming out of your wallet. Always constantly monitoring your shit.
That's right. It's designed to keep you broke, see?
Right. And while it's doing that, it's distracting you too, because a lot of that music that's coming out ain't quality. So you listen to that bullshit that ain't really talking about nothing.
That's right. That's what I call it, burnout music. It just sounds good for the moment. It's burnout.
Right.
You might shake your ass for a minute or two on it, then after about 30 days, you can go on somewhere else. You can dispose of it and throw it away. This, you know,
just like think about like smoking Bammer weed. Like, man, this is, you can run through that old stuff, but when you got something of high quality, you be like, oh, I could put this down a little bit, because you know I just smoked just a little bit of it and I'm straight. But they want you smoking that Bammer where you keep running through that. Like, man, this wasn't enough. I got to buy some more. You steadily spending, so you spending more on Bammer than you would spend if you attaining quality. But people ain't thinking about it like that.
That's right. So that's the game, man. You know, that's the game we in today. But if you don't know no better, you get caught in the game. You know. So it's just a whole lot of crazy shit going on, and people just need to open their eyes and realize and stop trying to take everything for face value and believe that. You know what I'm saying? What everybody's saying is true on TV and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't believe in everybody. You got to, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, you got to be judgmental for real, you know?
Now, Will, I want you, I got my perspective on what bro just said, but I want to hear your perspective. He said, also, Trump made a space force. Something going on in space we are not told about. We might have shaken a hornet's nest in space. What do you think about that?
Well, they always been trying to do something with space, man. You know, it baffles me because I always say that they, you know, going out of space and going here and doing all this and doing all that, but you know, the last time I checked, they said they ain't been on the damn on another planet or the moon or something since goddamn 64 or 65 or 69 or some shit, and they supposedly lost goddamn instructions. They don't know how to get back. And then I'm thinking this damn near 30, 40, 50 years later, we got all this technology and y'all ain't able to beam me up Scotty yet.
Right.
You know, I'm beginning to think that they ain't going no goddamn well. As far as the, you know, the Van Allen belt and all this other shit that's going on, I believe it's all propaganda for real. I don't know. I don't think they even investing in going out of damn space nowhere. The whole world could be one big lie, man, for all I fucking know. I don't believe shit they tell me, man. You know?
Right.
So that's another theory within itself. You know what I'm saying? That's another theory to me because I don't know. You know, they say that we got satellites launched out of space and all that, but how the fuck we know? How we know?
That's true.
You know. They say they landed the first damn. They landed on the moon in '69 or something. Now they ain't able to get back in all these damn years, but they can send satellites up there and get images and all this and all that. But I don't know, man. It's just like that's another damn propaganda scheme, if you ask me.
I think so too.
It's just a way to suck people out of their money and donations and charities, just like damn Red Cross and Curing Cancer and all the pink ribbon and all that bullshit. Ain't nothing but a damn scandal, man. You see all these hospitals and shit come out from, I hate to say it because we got sick people in this world. You know, we really do. We got people in this world that's sick. But you see all these hospitals that's ran by the damn Albert Shrines and all these cancer centers and all that shit. They ain't stopped the goddamn killing all this damn time. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, you know they got the cure, but the money is not in the cure. It's in.
That's right.
It's in the constantly putting a Band-Aid on people.
That's right. So if the money ain't in the cure, and I'm gonna use that analogy to the same thing and saying they just putting the Band-Aid on telling us that they going out of goddamn space. You know,
Right.
they can be just telling us that and babying us on that and keep getting our money and our beliefs like it really is some shit. They ain't got shit going on. You know, everything's so high profile and so secretive and so goddamn governmental this and that. Man, we don't know what the fuck going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ain't gonna count it out and say it ain't possible because I ain't done this world. I ain't been in this world long enough to know that. But at the same time, I got common sense and I can feel like I know when I'm being bullshitting around.
Right.
You know. So. Mm-hmm.
But I think I posted this in the affirmations, and it has to deal with space. You know, the first person that they claim that been to space was Neil Armstrong, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
If you take his last name, the A in his last name, and spell that backwards, what does that spell?
They do what now, Reed?
Okay, his name is Neil Armstrong.
Right.
If you take the A and then his first name and spell it backwards, what does it spell? Like if you use the A as the first letter and then his last letter of his first name and spell it backwards, what does it spell?
Not slain.
I'll do it for you. Okay, it's Neil Armstrong. Let's take the A and then the L and then the I and then the E and then the N. What does that spell? Alien.
A lot.
Alien.
Yeah. Alien. Yeah.
They're saying that's the alien that been to space.
and then if appreciate it, y'all for the close. And the people that there was a documentary on the people that supposedly had went to space or whatever, with Neil Armstrong and all of them. Do you know that years later they came back, the ones that supposed to have died or whatever, the shuttle had blew up or whatever back then?
Yeah, what is that? Because they showed that in school. I remember that. They showed that shit in school.
It took off.
The Challenger.
Right. So years later, it came out. I'm gonna tell you, it came out right before I want to say the Columbine shooting. It's one of them shootings. The Columbine shooting, or either that Adam Lanza, the Columbine shooting, that Adam Lanza guy. Yeah, okay, it came out around about that time that those people was having fake their death and they were still living, and they got paid so much money by the government to fake their death, and because it was a project that was going on, and they had to abort the mission or some shit, and nobody died. But essentially, like, they supposed to fake their death and gave them new identification, and you know what I'm saying, they moved on and went to somewhere else.
Right, yeah, because I want to say I seen a thing where it showed the people had different names, but it was the same people. You know, it was the same people with different names, but it all looked like them at like aged older and things like that.
Okay, that Columbine, I keep saying Columbine, but I believe it's something else that took place where all them kids died in that mass shooting school up there somewhere. They showed right before that, and after that, they showed the parents, and they showed the reenactments of the parents, like the parents was like actors. Like most of them was pretending like they was crying and pretending that they was, you know what I'm saying? They was essentially saying that it was all like a government, you know what I'm saying, experiment. So it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a lot of stuff going on then pertaining to goddamn gun laws and gun rights and gun control, and you know what I'm saying? And all that stuff was going on during that time, and then they put that out there, and then all these mass school shootings started taking place, and then, you know, I don't know, it's just crazy, man.
Right.
It's just something to think about, you know. So
now let me what I feel about that Space Force, I think Dick Gregory covered it. He said time is over. He said I think they discovered something about not so much aliens, but this artificial intelligence. Because essentially,
they said back then. Even I watched the movie on this about a few weeks ago. I know it's a non-fiction movie and it had too much truth to it, but I believe that it had some truth in it. And it was, as a matter of fact, it was based on a true story. But the dudes, when they first started putting them big satellites up, them big old white big satellites up years and years ago, not the new ones back in the 90s or whatever back then. The old satellites, the ones on the radio station, them big white motherfuckers.
Okay.
When they first started using them in the military, and they was trying to get signal and trying to it's almost like that old movie Lost in Space, that old black and white TV.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, they had those big satellites, and they had them aimed towards a certain position. They had them aimed towards outer space, trying to pick up a connection. And they did. The dude picked the connection up, and he was trying to figure out where the fuck he was coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because he heard some language that he ain't never heard before, right?
Right.
And he went to his head boss man and tried to explain to him what he was hearing, and his boss man shrugged it off. Like they tried to tell him that it wasn't what he was hearing, and he wasn't hearing no UFO or no shit like that, nothing like that. So they brushed him off. So make a long story short, come to find out, they ended up firing him, and so he ended up went and did he decided to start working on his own, and he went around the neighborhood, and everybody that fucking had cable TV and had satellites. He positioned the damn satellites all to a fucking certain angle up towards the solar system where he can get a good connection there. And he fucking heard something. What he heard, it came way from fucking South Central Aztec, where Mexico.
Yeah.
And he went to fucking Mexico. He ended up going to Mexico to try to find out where that signal came from. And when he did figure out where it came from, it was one big massive satellite telescope, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in the ground, like so many feet in the ground. And he went down in the bottom of the fucking ground, and at a certain time of the damn day or a certain time of the night, that fucking satellite would come out of the fucking ground and aim towards the solar system. It'll like bring some damn, it'll transform alien beings down to Earth, and they able to get into a goddamn turn to human through man flesh. And it was like a whole fucking government operation going on like that up under the ground. And the dude,
I want to say that was Charlie Sheen that was in that, right?
What's the name of that movie? I seen it the other day. That shit was crazy.
Is it? Man, I'm about to look that up right now. I can't remember if it was The Rivals or.
It's an older movie, like, but that motherfucker was crazy, man. I can't think of the name of it. It ain't Escape to the Center of the Earth or To the Journey of the Earth or nothing like that, but it's almost something like that though. But yeah, that was some crazy shit how they started. They was aliens and they stepped across this damn thing and they had turned to a human form. They can be able to come out into, you know what I'm saying, and walk around as regular human beings and act like reptilians and shit. Man, that shit was crazy as fuck, man. But it almost makes you think though, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna say there's no aliens or whatever out there, but they know that it's something after that they can't explain what it is.
Right. Bro said, is it The Arrival? That's what I'm thinking. I think it's Arrival because they made a 1 and a 2 to that. And matter of fact, what's so crazy with you saying that? They said they just heard another signal from out of one of them satellites not too long ago with all this distraction. I don't know which distraction that done came up, but they said they heard another signal coming from outer space somewhere. So you ain't too far off with that.
The first time they came into communication was like they communicated with the other beings, and the other beings told them not to ever communicate with them again, or they was going, you know what I'm saying, do something to them or whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So they saying that this allegedly, but they saying that this ain't the movie. This is real shit. Which had to do with that damn satellite shit. They was like, whatever they communicated with, it told them not to ever communicate with them again. And that was way back in like the 60s or the 70s. You know what I mean? So
right.
they've been trying to break that force or whatever it is before then. And not only that, it's something else out there that they're afraid of that's real black, and they call it a vamp. So it's like a vanna black. and they got some of that shit from space and they brought to the fucking Earth. And this shit is so motherfucking it's so materialized and it's so black. It's like whatever you put into that shit, it absorbs that shit. It's like a black material. And whatever you put your hand in that shit, it'll absorb your whole goddamn hand. Whatever you put on that shit, it absorbs it like it's like you zap that shit up.
Right.
You know? So that's the new material they ain't really talking about, but I heard about it like 3 or 4 years ago. It's called they using it now. It's called Vanna Black. VANTA Black. So man, check that shit out. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, that movie you're talking about, that was Arrival.
Talking about.
They
afraid of that, and they also afraid of this. This big black could be a whole lot of that shit. But they saying it's like so many years away right now still though. So they ain't discovered what it is. So
yeah.
I ain't saying all this might be true or not, but it's just definitely give you something to think about.
Yeah, I was gonna say that movie that you were talking about is The Arrival, and then bro said, I heard about the signal, but space is a circle. Halley's Comet makes a circle around the universe. We have been sending signals over 50 years, so it could be one of our signals just bouncing back. And then he said that material you're talking about is venom, like the movie. Laugh out loud. It's a joke.
Right. Right. So it could be, but it's like I said, it's like could be science fiction or whatever, but it's still something to think about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't try to focus on what's too much out of space because hell, they can't control the shit going on down here. And that's more to my going out of space trying to control nothing. You know. Now if they want to go out of space and try to they want to go out of space and try to get away from us black folks, then they can go ahead because I ain't trying to go out of space. They want to leave. They want to give us our black planet back. They can do that. They can leave.
Right. Now let me answer some of bros because he said some things that I missed. He said, like the movie The Matrix, Cypher's killed his own people to go back to the Matrix. Some people live as he said in the movie, ignorance is bliss. Yeah.
I wish you would have got. What's her name on here? The author and the creator of the Matrix.
Yeah, I just never reached back out to her. That's who I still need to get.
I wish you'd have got her on it because I heard her story so many times, man. And the way she break that shit down, she was the oracle. She was the one they was talking about. And she spelled Neo. She was talking about Neo. Neo was the one spelled backwards. And she was the man. She broke that shit down, man. Like it was like nothing, man. But she was the writer. She created that shit. She wrote Terminator. You know what I'm saying? 1 and 2, I think. And then she was writing. They stole her material. James Cameron stole her material and shit, man.
Right.
You know, she had a damn. She was in court, still in court, I believe, behind that shit. You know, so. The
thing that gets me though, what put the twist on it when they were talking to Arnold Schwarzenegger about being a Terminator. He said, I wasn't supposed to be the original Terminator. He's like, who was supposed to be the original Terminator? And he said, O.J. Simpson. Now, do you imagine if O.J. Simpson was the Terminator?
Yeah, that'd be so enough crazy. But she specifically saying she wanted all black characters in her the book that she wrote, and she also did She did the Matrix. It was some more shit coming behind that, but they did the Matrix, the sequel, and did the Matrix Reloaded and all that shit. And that's why it wasn't so good because they didn't know how she was gonna do that spin-off or how she was still writing to other parts to that shit.
Yeah, because Matrix 4 is coming out. That's what bro just said. And he said, see how God works. Go ahead.
What she was basically saying was Terminator was telling you, you know what I'm saying, before judgment and after judgment, and then the Matrix was supposed to be a sequel to that, and then she had some more shit that came after that, but they came in and stole her material, and they did what they want to do with it, and now it ain't right. You know what I mean? And she never got credit for that. Right now to this day, she still ain't getting credit for that. And And right now to this day, when James Cameron, he can't explain how he came up with that movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was stolen. It was a stolen script. I wish she would have had that later on this show, man. She bad to the bone, man.
Yeah, I got to reach back out to her because we was trying to figure out a time for her to be on, but that's when I ended up having to do that jury duty and all that, so I kind of lost contact with doing that.
She got a chip. She been up under all kinds of surgery and shit. And they put a chip in her like the Terminator for real, I want to say. And she was trying, and she explained how all that shit, man. She explained all that shit, how it really pertains to what she was trying to, I guess, what she foresaw or what she was trying to say or her story or whatever. But man, that shit crazy.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people that are preachers, they look at that movie and break it down like in a big biblical sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can break it down like that, but what gets me about that movie is, okay, then who was the architect? I know they say the Oracle and Neil, but who's the architect?
Mm-hmm. Right. I think she also said that she wrote that movie. She wrote that book slash movie like when she was like in the 70s or late 80s or some shit. And the Terminator didn't come out until the 90s or late 90s, middle 90s or something like that. But she had already completed the book and already had the I guess the movie scripts and everything wrote out and ready to roll with before it was stolen from her or whatever happened to
her. Right.
But yeah.
But yeah, he said, see how God works. She got her money in the end from the Matrix and Terminator. And then he said Will Smith was originally Neo, but he passed. And then he said John Connor was captured and put in the Matrix. He had control of the programming and freed the first people and then died, later being resurrected as Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I kind of watched it. I got to rewatch it and all that. Especially that part where Neo gets on a train. He's like, down here, I'm the one in control. When he's like essentially in limbo on that train, like I'm trying to get off. And like, no, you ain't getting off. Down here, that made me think, is that hell or is that like the in-between? It's not heaven, but it's not hell.
He was going to hell to retrieve the keys from Satan or something like that. Something like that. She was trying to. I can't like. It's been a while. I ain't saw it in a while.
Yeah, because it makes me think because that train where it's like he's in limbo. It makes me think. When they say you die, you don't go. People think you go to heaven or you go to hell. It's like you go to a limbo until it's Judgment Day. So that's what it made me think of.
Yeah, they call it purgatory. Heaven, no hell. You go in between till you decide your fate. Till God decide your fate or your judgment. You got certain religions that believe like that, believe in purgatory. So I don't know. When it comes to religion, I don't know.
Yeah, he said she broke down both movies amazingly. I think the architect was the devil, meaning he always uses illusion to control you. That's my 2 cents.
That's what he was like. Yeah, you want the red pill and the blue pill. You want to stay dumb or you want to be woke. You know what I'm saying? That's like the tree of knowledge. The apple. You good or evil. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at it like that.
Then he said basically he was doubting himself. When you doubt yourself, you are in limbo. A double-minded man is unstable in all ways. Most definitely.
Yep. Can't straddle the fence. You're going to fall on one side or the other side. You ain't going to be straddling that motherfucker.
I even heard some people try to break down saying Morpheus was the devil or a demon or something like that. I'm like,
I like to hear her do it because she was the creator of it. So
right. She'll give you the breakdown by any questions that you have. That's why now that you said that, I'm gonna have to reach back out to her and reset that up because, like you said, that'll be a good breakdown.
I'll be waiting on that one because I ain't. Like I said, I didn't heard it before, but I just love the way she speaks, man, and she puts some of the truth out there. And she just tells it like it is, you know what I mean?
Right.
And she a good sister, man, So I hope you do that, you know.
Mm.
And I'm glad to be back on the channel, man. I know we've been out for a minute, and I ain't heard from no family or nothing like that in a while. And I'm glad that you had the patience to tolerate me and to have me back on here, man. And I appreciate it.
Most definitely. Hey, and if y'all ain't like this particular live stream, go ahead and hit that like button. We've been talking about everything. I done posted the hotline number. If you actually wanted to call in, you don't already see they done knocked off Will when he was talking about something quite important to impart to the people. They cut him off. That's how they doing it in the 2020. They cutting all kind of people off. We seeing it every day.
Who all we got in the chat? In the light, let me see. Let me see.
We got Bro, we got Low, we got Malik, we got, let me see who else. Time Traveler.
Yeah, okay.
We got a few people.
I got it up now. I wasn't ready to righteously get off by this man unless you.
No. I was just just saying that.
I've been enjoying trying to catch up, and come on, and it seems like we do a whammy every time. So
right.
I'm just glad the channel's still up and you still holding together and everybody's still going.
Right. Now look at it like this. You know how we do. Me and you are the people that can detect characters. Every now and then we got to shake people off like dandruff. They might seem like they really rocking with us and there's a strong hair follicle, but they prove themselves to be a weak link and they got to go.
Right. Time to tell them on it. We'll boot you off of here now. Don't come on with that bullshit. We'll boot you off. You come over here fake, Jacob.
Right.
But for the most part of it, though, I just be wanting to, like we doing now, man, just conversate and, and talk on some issues and, you know what I'm saying? I be wanting somebody, I be wanting to know if anybody feel the way I feel out here, because I be feeling crazy sometimes, like, damn, am I the only one seeing this shit or feeling like this, or am I just fucking crazy or what, you know what I mean?
Right, you ain't the only one.
It just seems like people putting their energy way in too much other stuff instead of what really should be, focused on right about now.
Right.
And don't let that be no distraction because of what we see what's going on, because there's something else behind all this that's at play that's way bigger than what we're seeing right now.
Right. Too much focus on outer self instead of inner self,
Yeah, it's a whole lot going on, man. We got to pay attention and see what's really going on. And it's time for us to really start standing up to stop bullshitting and bootlicking and goddamn, kikiing and high and, it's time to goddamn man up or woman up and stamp and fight for what we believe in, because it's coming to a closure right now. You know what I mean? It's time's going to start getting real fucked up for us if we don't make nothing happen real soon.
Right. Now let me read off some of the things. Okay, Bro said Morpheus was faith in action. He believed in Neo and helped free him. In turn, taught Neo to be brave enough to free Morpheus when the agents had him captured. Then he said, no one believed you can go against agents, but Neo finally believed he was able to. Why? Because he wanted to. And then Lowe said, Reek, what was that crystal video you put up that was changing objects? Oh, that rock. I still got that video, but I didn't own that. I seen it on a social media. Someone's social media got flagged for putting it up because essentially that rock was doing some things that normal rocks don't do. And I made it private because I didn't want my stuff to get hit after I seen that. But yeah, it was a rock. Dude was holding a rock in the mirror, and it turned his hand, like if you look in the mirror, his hand was like he could see the skeleton and everything like that. I mean, it was an actual video of this.
Really?
Yeah.
Like an X-ray of his finger or something?
Yeah, it looked like bones. Like he put it in the mirror and his hand looked like bones.
Damn, that's crazy.
And then it was like he would put it next to the TV and it would mess with the electronics on the TV. he put it in some water and it would boil the water, and it was just a rock. It looked like a rock. He put it in the water and it was boiling the water like it was on fire or something.
Damn, they banned it.
They banned it on a social media. What I got it from. So when I seen that, I was like, let me make this private because they'll end up trying to flag me for this or something like that. But I still have it.
It must have been some truth to that shit though.
Matter of fact, I got the actual, I think I still got the video clip on my phone. If it'll send through my phone, I'll send it to you. You be like, gosh damn. When I see that, I'm like, look at this. We got all kind of things on Earth that they don't tell us about.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of that shit, a lot of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? It deflects cancer and radiation. A lot of those stones do.
Right.
You gotta figure out which ones to wear, which ones to put on to protect you from this, from these radio waves and microwaves and all these. You know what I'm saying? Protect a lot of that stuff are protected, but they don't tell us that, like you said.
Right, but see how the stone look? It looked like two triangle cylinders, like two triangles, but they're cylinders on top of them, and it had like carvings on it. So it just looked like a carved stone. But like I said, when he held the stone up in the mirror, you could straight see the skeleton of his hand. I'm like, gosh damn it! I'm like,
wow,
woo,
wow. That's like some goddamn X-ray shit. Kryptonite, right. My mere Superman. That's what Superman was scared of, that kryptonite. And that's probably what that was, that damn krypton, that crystal. That probably was like a real crystal.
Right. A real one.
Yeah. Damn, man. That's some amazing shit, though. Wow.
Okay, bro said, you ain't the first, brother, and you ain't the last. Most people just like the wool pulled over their eyes. It puts responsibility on someone else's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Crow 100 said, it's something biblical going on. Greatness is returning. And then Crow 100 said, the great and terrible day of the Lord, get your soul right with the Most High God. Stop sinning. And then said, why won't they let us travel through Antarctica? Past Antarctica, they say it's unknown land.
He said the world is bigger and more powerful than we think. Hey, did you see that documentary on Antarctica? Well, it's an old documentary, but I watched it probably about a month ago. And they was like the only person where a few people flew over within the past, years or so whatsoever. But the one person that flew over actually got a chance to land and go down into that motherfucker, man. He said it was one big fucking gigantic hole in the middle of the fucking Antarctica.
Yeah, I've been hearing like the going to the center of the inner earth. I heard that before.
Right. Yeah, he said he went down in that motherfucker. He said it wasn't nothing but like the fucking land of giants down there and shit. He said they was living underground, and he said that they was like regular human beings, but they was like super goddamn big, like giants and shit. And they was, you know what I'm saying? It's just hard to believe. It's just hard to say, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what's on the other side, man. They seclude us away from around certain parts of the earth because there's certain things going on around the damn world. They try to keep us from that.
Right.
This world is way bigger than what they trying to tell us it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's when they come down to outer space and all that. Y'all can't figure out what's at the bottom of the ocean yet. Less much about going out dealing with no space. You don't even know how many fish in the sea right about now. You don't know what's in that ocean right about now.
Right.
So for somebody trying to go out and look out the skies beyond, that's just it's almost like unrealistic to me. But at the same time, it's like they want us to focus on what's going up while they focusing on what's going down.
Right. As above, so below. I was gonna say, bro said there is something down there in Antarctica. People in the 40s, but stopped in the 1940s. Stopped letting people go after the 50s. Yeah, I believe it.
Right. They flew over there. They flew over. I forgot his name. Not the fucking bad shit. Not him. I forgot his name.
I think he said Admiral Richard E. Byrd.
I think no, yeah. He flew over that motherfucker, man, and he actually had a chance to get aerial footage and aerial view, and then he landed that motherfucker. But he was like, when you got to a certain part of it, where I guess where the North Pole and the South Pole separate or meet at, whatever, he was like, you lose all communication, or radio activity, and everything. And he was like, he said the plane fucking shut down, and it landed him. You know what I'm saying? Now, how he got it back up and running and all that, I don't know. It could be a lie, whatever, but it was in the book. He wrote it in the book, and it was like a true story.
So. Well, okay, now that you're saying that, and it makes me think of this. If anybody's done watch, what is that? Interstellar with what's his name?
Yeah.
What's the what is that dude's?
Back here, boy. I know you're talking about.
He does the Lincoln commercials. Oh, what's his name? What's his name? He be all right. What's that dude's name?
Kevin Hart.
Not Kevin Hart.
You said all right. You made me think about Kevin Hart. Nah, I got the movie in the house. I can't even think.
Yeah, Matt McConaughey.
I kept wanting to say Matt Damon. McConaughey.
Yeah. Now, remember when I guess he said, I ain't got enough fuel to go back. I'm gonna send you back. And then he goes through the black hole, and then the ship starts, catching fire and breaking apart. That's what it makes me think of, because then it's like he goes into the center of the black hole, which essentially is like a computer algorithm. What he went into, because remember that's how he was contacting his daughter to, solve the problem that dude lied to get him there and things.
Mm-hmm. Dude said when he landed down there, man, he said the poles shifted. And he said it was life, trees, forests, and everything, just like you couldn't really tell it was Antarctica. He was like, it was so beautiful and so goddamn. He described the shit in the book and the way he was saying it, man. Like it was just like some untouched land, like. And he was like, the fruits and the vegetables and shit was so fucking big, and so everything was so big and so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the land of the giants and shit. He was like the people that he met. They actually helped him and communicated with him and helped him. You know what I'm saying? They told him that he was welcome back anytime, but they wanted him to come back by himself where he wouldn't have communication with nobody else. It did so much to it. Like,
Crow 100 said Admiral Byrd said he talked to the beings there and they told him the future of the planet.
Right. So these are the ones that they saying, not the Anunnaki or whatever, because we already heard about them. But these are the ones they saying that they get that the government and all these folks getting all the information from. You know what I'm saying? They're giving them the technology and telling them how to come up with certain shit and do certain things through technology.
Right.
I don't know how true it is, but it kind of it ain't true. I can't count it out. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been lied to all my life, so I ain't Xing out nothing. I'm leaving all things on the table like that so I can find out different. You know what
right, I mean? Because just think about it like this. Think about, let's say, 1900. Let's go back that far. 1900. We're talking. I'm just shooting the shit on a port somewhere, and instead of people throughout the country listen to it, this is people on the porch. I'm like, you know what? I could think of a time where I'm sitting in some car that's in the future, just sitting in it, and it's the winter time, but you're down here in Alabama, and I'm talking to you, and it ain't even no telephone lines or nothing. Y'all be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Man, you've been drinking too much? But we're actually doing that right now.
That's crazy, but it can be like that, man. It's like, it's certain places that you can go in certain towns where I'm at in Alabama, but they're historic towns. But you can still go to certain towns and they still ride around in carriages. They don't have cars and shit. Everything's still like the goddamn Wild West. Like, wow, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They don't cause they still got horses and carriages in certain areas around, not where I'm from, but like in, I guess, like certain counties in Alabama, prehistoric counties or whatever,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and they got, and I be watching like they got like in certain areas of Mississippi, Arkansas, in all like desert areas, deserted areas or whatever, they got lots of land that's deserted. Like people don't even go there, just towns and towns and towns just deserted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Antique ass shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So look at a lot of those places where they film those movies and stuff at, like when they're in the desert or having a shootout or something, they be in abandoned towns and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Nobody-
quite sure there's a lot of places like that that still exist. A lot of people ain't up on.
There's a whole lot of towns like that that people abandon, you know, and it's a time capsule because they don't do it never changes. It just stay the same.
Right.
You know.
Now, bro said, yes, sir. He said there was trees, and then Crow 100 said, Admiral Byrd said all the animals we've been taught were extinct were their dinosaurs, etc.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but he was saying like the animals that was there was like the chickens and the dogs and shit. They was like in they normal nature like bigger than them motherfuckers. I guess he would say like dinosaur or whatever, but you know. It was just like the shit we getting now ain't nothing but, you know, just think about how big the chickens is now compared to how big they was back then. Without the steroids though.
Right.
They would have been bigger back then than what they is now, even with the steroids. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, just think like in this natural form, a chicken would really be bigger than the motherfucker if it grows to be as big as, you know what I'm saying, get as big as it could get, or you can kill it or whatever.
Right.
So that's probably what he's talking about, like, as far as the livestock and the cows and all that shit, probably a whole lot bigger. Because you got bigger people that's there.
Right.
Like they found that damn, over in Russia, they found that damn giant that was like 12, 14 foot tall, about 2-3 years ago. What was that at? That big redhead giant they found, that they tried to cover it up, came out of the goddamn caves over there and, this was about 2 years ago. They covered it up. It was somewhere over there in Russia. And they said they killed it, but I believe they just stared, that they just goddamn shot them up and got them like they shot them with a tranquilizer or something. They got them in an experiment or something.
Yeah, you know, really hush that stuff down. That's what they probably did.
They said this motherfucker was about 14 foot tall, man, came out of the caves or the hills. They said the hills, and came out of the hills and started goddamn slaying people and started snatching motherfuckers up and eating them and shit like that. They had to goddamn put him down.
Now you see bro's comment?
Let me go to it. He said that's eternity, nothing grows, nothing changes, like the show true detective membrane theory or flat circle theory. Look it up on YouTube. You know, what are you talking about, flat earth or flat circle? Detective membrane theory. Oh, okay. He talking about the land over there in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Could be. You know, it's and when you do that research, man, it is quite interesting. Like, cause I did a little checking up on it myself, and I was like, wow, this shit kind of like, you know, and it kind of put me in the mind of like Atlantis, where they tried to say Atlantis was fake and all this shit, but then you come to find out that shit could be real. It could be not a myth for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, could be, you know. It's a reason why they try to keep people from going over there. You know, and it made me think like I might think you might say I'm crazy for saying this or far-fetched or thrown off a full complete conspiracy theorist or whatever, but some of these motherfuckers that they saying that's dying or whatever, they could be going over there somewhere, thinking they're deaf over here and going over there and living like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just hard to tell, man. The shit go on these days, man, it's just hard to tell. You know.
Yeah, bro said even in the Bible talks about how people wouldn't go into the land of the giants to get theirs because of fear.
Yeah. So, you know, I hate to be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, like I said, it could be a fucking myth or it could not be true, but I like to leave all my options on the table. I don't like to count nothing out.
Right.
You know. Because if it seems like it might have logic to me, and I know that I've been lied to for a number of years, and they lied and cover up shit and lie and try to cover. We never know what's out there, man. You know what I mean? It reminds me. The more I think about it, it reminds me of that damn what's that movie? Damn, the X-Files.
Right.
That shit just looks so weird sometimes. And well, it go off like it's real stupid, but it always give you something to think about in the process until the end of it. You know what I mean?
Right, but think about it like this. Just like how they give us some truth and then they give, the lie part. That's what keeps people kind of fucked up. Like, I don't know if it's real or not. Like, a lot of that shit could be real, but they're mixing that bullshit in with it so where it make you like, nah, that ain't real. Just like how Loja said, yeah, that's some Jack and the Beanstalk shit. Well, yeah, we'd all heard that story, but is it any truth to actually being giants? I mean, come on.
It's hard to say, man. We grow up and we be taught, but we think we being taught, but we being taught to think like somebody else that been taught us how to think, and we don't know the truth, so it's hard to try to find the truth out of it. But we think that we being taught. We think it's the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you get older and you start getting grown and you want to figure out, damn, I want to do some research on my own and see if this is really true. And then you start hitting all kind of bumps and shit. And you like, damn, I done hit a bump right here. Now this ain't right. This a lot right here. Like, it's like when the more you start backtracking and start digging up shit, man, you start putting up all kind of shit. And it's like lies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Until you start hitting that truth, and then it's like, okay, that's why they hid this, and that's why they hid that. That's why they ain't telling us this, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It starts getting like a puzzle then. So, that's why I just say I don't like to count nothing out. I try to take everything. I try to take everybody 2 cents and try to make it count towards something. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, Lo said, I got to look into that. And then Bro said, I have to say this, maybe people went there and stayed. The Chinese hid for years. White people were buried in ancient Chinese tombs. Research showed they stayed and lived amongst the Chinese. And then he said they didn't want to go back home. And then Lo said, I believe it because everybody got different heights and weights. And then Bro said, I mean, people could have went to Antarctica and stayed with the giants and now don't want others to discover it. Yes, because they don't want other people. Think about it like this. You got some information and you're prospering from it. But if someone else comes around, they're going to get it. So that means you're going to have to share this intelligence. You don't want to share it. You want to hog all that shit to yourself.
Right. And then if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? The United States, they got their hands in everything else around the world. They fighting in Europe and not Europe, but they Afghanistan and all these other places, you know what I'm saying? But they never mention nothing about these places, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear about them warring about, they ain't warring with nobody in Alaska. They ain't warring with nobody over there in Antarctica, no goddamn well. You know what I mean? So
right.
They never talk about this place of land right there.
Right. And if they do, you hear,
ice melt.
We have these bases here. Okay, if nobody can go there, why are all these bases down there? Why are all these different countries, specifically Russia and America, down there? Why can't anybody, a common person, go there? We could damn near go everywhere else on this planet besides there.
I believe that, and this is my belief, I believe that's where all their intelligence coming from. And they just got us just like thinking that it's coming all out of Africa and everywhere else, and the United States and Europe, but that shit probably could coming out of ways from the fucking North Pole somewhere over there in Antarctica somewhere, man.
Right.
It's crazy, man. The way it's designed and network and technology, it's almost like magic before our eyes. You just think these cell phones really like magic before our eyes, man. This fucking cell phone is really like magic, man. You mashing fucking buttons, man, and you getting somebody on the other end, or you FaceTiming a motherfucker that's way somewhere else. This shit like magic, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but think about it like this: all the stuff that makes cell phones operate come out of Africa. The
That's
elements.
Right. The cobalt and all that, yeah.
So when people be like, "Oh, you talking about sorcery and crystals?" What do you think these cell phones are operating off of?
On say crystals. That's why they went from you had the damn cellophane, or they went from the montage to the whatever they call it now. But now it's all goddamn plasma and cobalt and cobalt, and you know what I'm saying. All these little your TV is ran off of crystals now. It ain't ran off of no other shit no more like it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because remember it used to be actual tubes and stuff in them the olden days when it was operating off a different type of a program. But now everything done changed around.
They learned how to change the frequency. You see, they changed the beat, and that go all the way back to the African drum when they banned the African drum. They did it because it was a frequency that drum was sending out. But every melanated person, when they heard that sound, that drum, it was a code. So they killed that way back then. And so with the same thing with the music these days, they changed. They learned their frequency control the body and the mind and the spirit and the soul.
Right.
So they can change your frequency. They can change everything about you. And that's why they got the world so crazy right now, because they didn't change the frequency. You know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't master that shit, man. You know, and it's just like the radio back then when you had to have an amp, then you had to have the EQ.
Yeah, the crossover and all that.
Now you just got to have now all that shit built in.
Right.
The crossover built in the amp. You can't buy no crossover.
Yeah, and you can't adjust it or anything like that. You got different settings you could pick, but you can't self-adjust it.
So see, that was our auto tunes back then. That's their auto tunes now. See, but see, that was our auto tune back then. They tuned it for us instead of us having to do it ourselves. So they changed the whole frequency. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
and that's why I guess people get so bugged, because I noticed this, because like in my Corvette in Goldie. I got custom systems in there where I can still alter the sound to how I want it, like critique it. And so when people hear that, they're like, damn, it's not like what's commonly played.
Back then we had an amp, we had a preamp, we had a crossover, and we had our bass. You know what I'm saying? And we can control all that through our preamp and through our, we can turn our goddamn tremor down or bass down. Or see the way they got it now, like it's already preset, it's already auto tuned in for you.
Right.
And that's why you got everybody that's on the same damn their beat sounding almost the same alike. You know what I mean? You can't distinguish what rapper, what, and who, what now, because they on the same frequency.
Right.
And that's why you got a lot of wild shit going on, because the frequency got damn fucked up. And then, and on top of that, when that 5G hit, it's gonna show enough be fucked up.
Oh yeah.
That 5G a beast, man. People don't know it, but it's a beast coming. That's a beast coming to us, man.
Now, Crow 100 said, yes, all the billionaires probably faked their death and went to Antarctica. And then Lowe said, I found out Alaska has a city. Yeah.
Underground.
Okay.
And then like, God, bless the dead, Kobe, R.I.P., this and that, you know what I'm saying? But it's just hard to believe sometimes that people just predict their death and say they finna leave and they finna go, and then they die. And then they say they want to die while they young and they want to do this, and then all of a sudden they up and gone. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes shit just be too clever, you know what I mean?
Right.
I ain't saying that it ain't true that people don't die and things, tragic accidents don't happen, but it's a lot of things it's a lot of eyebrows to be raised that people they be avoiding on the media. They don't be wanting to ask certain questions. You can tell they dodge around certain questions, And I had a lot of love for the Breakfast Club up until about a few months ago. And I see when they start dodging a whole lot of issues and start riding they changed their tune a whole lot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Thought they was a real platform. They pretty good about their platform or whatever. But I respect them for what they try to do. But I learned they're a part of the elite too, and they it's certain questions they dodge around or they make jokes out of certain situations that could be
Right.
could real, like, you know what I mean? So it's just certain times. I guess when you affiliated, when you tied up in that circle or whatever, there's certain questions that you ain't allowed to ask or whatever, or if somebody do ask a question that might be a serious question that you might not be able to answer, you will laugh it off, or you know what I'm saying, to joke it off some kind of damn way to keep them trying to answer it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think of a lot of questions that I could have been answering on a whole lot of these, you know what I'm saying, talk shows or podcasts or whatever, that they just don't answer it. It's obvious that they should ask these questions. They don't ask them, you know what I mean?
Right.
So they ain't no street true street journalists like you, I can say that. Hardly none of them.
Yeah, it's
Most
like
of them,
they only do a tad just to kind of appease the people. Like, well, we kind of breathe some light into it, but we didn't get in depth with it. They don't want you to
yeah.
get in depth. They just want you to, well, yeah, I heard about it, or I don't want to talk that much about it. No, go all the way. If you're gonna ask a
Mm-hmm.
question, ask some real grounded questions that people ain't heard about. We done heard all the
Mm-hmm.
topical shit. Let's go deeper than just the surface.
And then certain issues that might be kind of tender to them or might be kind of touchy, like a transgender or gay issue or something. They don't really want to talk about that, like, cause they don't want to get, it's like they don't want to speak negative on it, but they ain't with it, but they don't want to speak bad about it too, though. So they'll rather like laugh it off, like, nah, man, I ain't gonna speak on that. That ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Right, because they're straddling the fence.
Yeah, but see, at the same time, they let me know that they ain't being real. But at the same time, they need to stand up for what the fuck right and stop. It's too many of us being quiet and ain't speaking up right now. Everybody riding along and too scared to say what needs to be said.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody, I don't want to get my channel banned. I don't want to get in trouble. You got to say what needs to be said, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they dance around it because but shit, them folks, they do us all kind of ways. They don't care how they do us.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we supposed to bow down to them every time. Like Snoop Dogg apologizing. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you gonna apologize for, man? You said what you said. You should let that be what it should have been, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And being done with shit wrong is fucking been wrong is wrong. That's the way you feel. But when you do that, you let the people know that you ain't got no mouthpiece. You can't. And then at the same time, by you doing that, they muffling your mouth. That make us not have a goddamn voice like we ought to not have a voice either, because you ain't got no voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I say don't be a fan of them types. I don't support none of the shit he do. Why? I'm not aligning myself with motherfuckers that straddling the fence. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then one of them of us came back and apologized and said, I'm sorry and nothing, which I knew they wouldn't, no way.
Right. That lets you know it's an agenda at hand. And they're trying to steamroll that shit down people's throats.
Yeah. And then come to find out, like, both of them getting I guess him and Gil on the same payroll or whatever, like Viacom, and, he got the Martha Stewart and all that shit getting paid. So essentially he got his ass on the line. He really had to, backpedal a little bit to keep his little pennies coming.
But let's look at it like this. You just named it, Viacom.
Exactly.
So they probably was in a board meeting, and this is what they was gonna do. Well, we got this Kobe situation, but we got to rally the people to come around because it's gonna be a certain crowd that's thinking this way. How can we get people wrangled in? Well, what if I went on my IG and said this about Gail? Yes, that sounds good, and then I'll act like I'm feeling real hurt about it. And then people will get enraged, and other people jump on the bandwagon. And then I'll come out and apologize, and that should straighten things out. This is how this shit goes down.
Exactly. It's all about negativity selling and promoting bullshit now.
Right.
You know, I say something about you here. Gail make damn near $100 million a year. You know what I'm saying? So you think she give a fuck about what Snoop say about her? in reality, you know, and Oprah, her best friend, that bitch, she a billionaire her goddamn self. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So she don't care about what Snoop saying about her, but at the same time, Snoop gonna get his goddamn ass in line. You know, so he had to backpedal a little bit on that one, which, you know, like I said, it's all, like you say, it's all a part of the plan for us to get our feelings and emotions off in the uproar and keep their views going.
Right, because they feed off our energy. They feed off us buying into whatever they're talking about. So we'll buy more what they're trying to sell and peddle. Fuck
but
that.
And the more I think about it, the more goddamn I'm beginning to see that they losing views. They losing views in the YouTube, but gaining views, and that's what it is. They trying to stay relevant because there's so many YouTubers out here and so many people out here that's telling them, that's putting the truth out here, that they really losing they goddamn they famous position. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anybody can be famous now, so they fighting hard as they can to stay relevant.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm kind of starting to look at it like that too, because back then, when y'all putting y'all CDs out and DVDs and all that shit, y'all promoting y'all, the fans, the people still bought y'all albums and still y'all was the ones that make money. Now, the fans ain't buying the albums no more. They creating their own media. So now they have to come back to the media, you know what I'm saying, to keep the story up.
Right.
So I'm beginning to see now that the celebrities, they ain't shit like they was from the beginning.
Right.
They depend on us to support them.
Right. That's how it always has been.
That's how it always been. And you know, but at the same time, they've been had us tricked so long, like, you know what I'm saying, like they somebody, but we did somebody. We created them.
Right.
We supported them. We get them where they go in, and then they want to treat us like some shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you wouldn't be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. We wouldn't buy your albums or your records or stream your shit.
Right. So
now you got social media in the way. When everybody getting their own networks and shit, now they don't need that shit, so they losing now. Just like the goddamn the news media and CNN and everybody else, they fighting hard to keep their ratings up now.
Right, because there's so many people that come out of different sectors that can debunk all that fake ass BS that they're perpetuating. That's why you see certain news platforms moving to YouTube and things like that to try to combat, like, oh, well, that's fake news. Why? Because it's not coming from a source that's funded by intelligence agencies. Come on.
All that shit coming to a head now, see. So they starting to, they losing, they ain't gonna never tell us that, but they losing money by the day. They losing millions by the day. So, and I'm glad. Let their ass crash, you know. So
now let me see. Wow, it's been a few that came in. Okay, bro said, also, maybe that's why so many glaciers keep falling off Antarctica, because they work. Yeah, yep. And then Crow 100 says, CERN is down there and they got humanity so screwed up. We are hundreds of years behind. I believe that.
Yep.
Since the 1950s, we have completely affected this planet more than people had before. In 50 years, we have almost destroyed this planet. I saw a science fiction anime where people were destroying the Earth so much the planet naturally created viruses to kill people off to maintain a balance. We have but Mother Earth is now cleansing herself of all cancers. Mother Earth is waking up. I look at it like this, you know, all this coronavirus or Corvid or whatever they're talking about, those have patents. That means it was made up in a in a laboratory
in a
somewhere.
lab. See, all that stuff, man created those viruses.
Right.
Everything God created on this earth is for the good. Man created them viruses to kill and destroy. So I know I can kind of get what he's trying to say and where he's coming from, but we got to still remember and don't forget that, you know what I'm saying, that the enemy is also at hand, you know.
Right.
And those are the enemy's tactics. But what the Creator got for us, you know what I'm saying? And the earth ain't going nowhere. You know, it's been this way before we got here, and after we leave, it's gonna still be the same. It always been the same.
Right.
You know, it's just man trying to make us think that shit changing. They one thing they can't control is when that sun go up and when that motherfucker go down. So they can try to control the weather and do anything else they can, but they can't run that for real. You know. But they do got CERN, they do got HARP and all that shit to try to defect it or whatever. But they still ain't, you know, they ain't in control like that.
Now, Mackie Mullah said all these rockets blasting off might be altering the Earth orbit around the sun. Now, dig this. When the orbit changes, we enter new space. This is what's causing these common cold viruses and mutate. Nah, I don't believe any of that.
Nah, that shit ain't gonna listen. This Earth been here for however many years it's been here. Can't no man tell us how long the Earth been here. So that's just like they said, dinosaurs and all that shit back then, billions and billions and billions of years ago, whatever. How the fuck you can determine what a billion years is how old a goddamn bone is, man? You know, so how you know a bone can live for a trillion years? How you know that? You know what I'm saying? So when you get to talking about all that kind of stuff, I mean, you know, it's just too far fetched for me, you know. But at the same time, I do believe that the Earth is and what it is gonna always be. Listen, people been building shit and shit's been dying and they tear shit down every day. Don't nothing change on this Earth, man.
Right.
The trees gonna fall down, they gonna grow some more. You know what I'm saying? The weather's gonna get bad, it's gonna get good. That sun gonna go up every day at a certain time, and at a certain time them are going down every day.
Right.
You know, so
now, as far as the chemtrails and the overcast, you know, yeah, they make that happen because
they can do that. You can do that. You can do that with bathtub experience. You can make a tornado in a damn bathtub with a little experience or whatever. So you can drop a little bomb or something in the ocean, maybe stir the water up or whatever, and create a storm. You probably can do that. You know, I don't doubt they can do that. You know, because they already said like in the center of the Gulf of Mexico, which ain't too far from me right about now. I'm in the Gulf, like really. I'm in Alabama at the tip. I'm on Dolphin Island. I'm 15 minutes away from Dolphin Island, Dolphin Island, and that's in the Gulf. And so the Gulf is like, you know what I'm saying? They saying like in the middle of the Gulf is where all the storms are being created and where they come from.
Right.
And what they saying is like in the middle of the Gulf is like a big fucking hole, but it's like a man-made hole. You know what I'm saying? And they saying that man can be control that certain amount of that ocean. You know what I'm saying? It's just like building a dam and or whatever, determining where the water you want to send, which way you want to send the rain. All that could be possible to a certain degree. I don't doubt none of that. But at the same time, you know, you ain't control when that sun go down. You know. So, but it is a lot that man has did to try to play God. I can tell you that much.
Right.
You know, I ain't disputing that. I ain't disputing that fact. He is on the right page with that. You know.
Right. Now, bro said the Earth ain't going nowhere. Nothing new under the sun. Real talk.
That's right.
Crow 100 said true, and then Mackie Mullah said, Doug. I don't know what you mean by that. Then Crow 100 says Snoop might be the next one they lined for an assassination. He said they ruin your name and image first before they completely destroy. They break up Snoop's family first. Wife left kids going astray. I don't know. They need a lot of people for distraction, so I don't know.
Do shit with Snoop because Snoop ain't nobody but a goddamn a former goddamn gang member slash drug dealer, and they know that one thing. They know Snoop goddamn thankful and that he came out of the situation he in and he got a few $1 million. They know he already bought and paid for.
True.
So he ain't finna do nothing no more than what he supposed to goddamn do, and that's goddamn what he's doing right now. Be a good old boy.
Right.
I hate to say it, but they bought and paid for, man.
Right. Good old boy for the good old boys.
Your favorite rapper ain't your favorite rapper no more, man. All them. Matter of fact, when they come out, they rapping and all that shit, they informers themselves. They all informers, man.
Right.
You know, you got handlers following you. You got the hip hop police following you. You got all this stuff going on, man. You ain't nothing but the police yourself, man.
Right.
Why you think when they make these moves and they put themselves in them moves, the first thing they make them be is a police officer or a snitch? Look at all the movies that they done played in. They ain't nothing but police officer, drug dealer, or snitch.
You ain't never lied about that.
So they started out hard, and you know they was living that life at one time, but they showed you how they broke them through the media. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They showed you how they broke them. They ain't nothing but police and informers. Now all of them. That's why they can talk that shit. He think 50 Cent ain't no goddamn police officer, man. He playing all them roles and affiliation and shit, man. Come on, man. Them folks, they affiliated, man. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. You know, they can't do shit to me because I ain't in no position of power. I ain't got nothing. You know, they can't sue me. I ain't got nothing. Now, if I had some money and I'm saying now that they can sue me and all that shit.
Right. That's how they keep people with money quiet. They sue you. You got to sign certain contracts to silence you. Oh, you cannot speak about this, or we'll sue you for this amount of money. So to keep your amount of money, that's how we keep you silent. But then if you don't got money like that, they'll just write you off. Oh, you're just hating on them. Okay, that's easy to do that. To try to disregard me because of that.
See, that's the boo game for the millionaire. You got millions of dollars, you don't want to lose your money, so they're gonna put the boo game down on you. That's all it is. But I ain't got a damn thing to lose, so they can't come after me because I ain't got shit. That's the difference between me and them. I can say what I'm saying, they can't.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's just the truth, though, man. You know, when you get in that system, when you get to, you know, when you start playing ball, man, that's what it is. You know, and you know, all the ones that decide they don't want to play ball no more, get tired of playing ball, you still have to do it.
Right. Yeah, because wasn't when you think about it, Kobe's situation, he was suing or had a lawsuit going against a pharmaceutical corporation over that Black Mamba name.
Yep. Sure did. Yep. And then why is it always us going, and then we go hard, we go so hard on us going, and then like ain't none of them Europeans went out hard this year. Or look at Harvey Weinstein, for instance. Can you hear me, Reed?
Yeah, I can hear you.
They got Weinstein going to court now. He got a goddamn
Walker.
A damn suit coat on, 2 sizes too big for him. Old goddamn Matlock ass goddamn tie on it. damn Kane goddamn too tall for him. Man. Like he an old goddamn man walking in the coat room begging for goddamn mercy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You see how they try to fake that picture, don't you?
Yeah. I'm throwing my mercy on the court.
Yeah, he an old man. He can't do nothing. He ain't no flight risk. He ain't gonna run. Give me some house arrest, y'all.
Right.
if anything, you see. Then you got R. Kelly standing up, goddamn. He got his back straight, goddamn. He's standing up tall, suit, goddamn. tighten the motherfucker up on him like he goddamn, like he, you know what I'm saying? They betraying him like he a real stand-up guy, a real soldier, like, you know. Because you got Harvey Weinstein, old goddamn 80, 85, 90-year-old man, goddamn broke down. Old goddamn Matlock suit, like suit on too big for him.
Right, but think about it. That's how they win doing that shit. Because bro just said Weinstein went into the court in a wheelchair. You right, old magic trick. They just like people will be like, oh, I'm about to go to a Social Security. Motherfuckers got rings and gold chains and shit. No, you don't go in there with all that. You gotta be looking raggedy like a motherfucker.
I seen that shit, man. I just started laughing because I already know what time it was. Because I already know, goddamn, when I was getting fucked up back in the day, shit. And they're a band, I get locked up. See, I'm letting hair grow, face, everything. I'm looking like I ain't got a goddamn thing. No shit.
Right.
I already know how it goes. So, you know, it's just a part of the game, man. Look at Kevin Spacey. He ain't went nowhere yet either.
Sure hasn't. And everybody that had some on them mysteriously died or didn't testify.
I swear they did. They still ain't saying nothing about that man. He a dangerous motherfucker.
Right.
And they ain't talking about him though. But they trying to figure out whether they want to let R. Kelly out by saying he a goddamn flight risk. Yeah, you ain't got no new evidence on the man. The same evidence you goddamn 20 years old. You know, you could have had R. Kelly back then and gave him that little time, and he'd have been out and been making no music and doing. He'd learn his lesson properly. Yeah, y'all, they wait 20, 30 years later and try to get him on some bullshit. They ain't got them damn Michael Avenatti, whoever his name is, he got banned on. He got some shit going on with himself, but he got locked up. So I say, man, look at this bullshit right here.
Right, and then they still digging up Michael Jackson. Like, man, this man been gone 10 plus years. You still talking about Michael? I'm like, damn.
And then Rick James, like you said, he got Rick James in the law. That mercy.
Right.
They better not bring up nobody else.
Oh, you know they done brought up somebody else, but it's in a different term. James Brown. They said it could have been foul play when he died. Duh.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. So it's just crazy, man. It ain't funny, man. But you see, a black man can't die in peace or nothing. Can't live in peace, can't die in peace.
Right.
They want it all, dead or gone, dead or alive.
It's like they want to be the ones that control the narrative. They want to be all like, well, this was a good black guy. This wasn't a good black guy. You know, if you're homosexual, you're a good black guy. If you're a heterosexual, you're not too good.
So far, we ain't been having no good guys. God damn.
Right.
Michael Jackson, pedophile. Anybody else died? Whitney Houston, drug OD. Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fentanyl. He took a fentanyl.
Yeah, they want to label all of us some kind of goddamn way, but all these other motherfuckers dying about, they died in peace and they all rest they soul in heaven and they lived a long life and man, come on with that bullshit, man.
Oh, Elvis had an accidental overdose. Bullshit, he died on the fucking toilet taking a shit.
Right. Why the fuck is other bitch still living, goddamn? She about 300-400 years old, goddamn Queen of England.
Right.
How the fuck she keep on living? She done goddamn third past, what her name, Rockefeller and all of them.
And you know what's so crazy? She's the same age as Cicely Tyson and look totally way older than Cicely Tyson.
But like she about 200 years old. I said, God damn. Yeah, Rockefeller had with about 5 or 6 damn heart implants and he still got there had to kick the bucket. Yeah, these folks crazy. It's crazy, man. Like I said, I like to come on here, read, but sometimes, you know, we get too goddamn raw and they'll cut our ass off.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't give a fuck, but I got love for you, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to goddamn get you in no situation. Now, I smacked their ass.
Now, bro said they don't talk about Woody Allen. You know he was messing with young girls before he married her. Most definitely. But you know Woody Allen is, he's of the protective ethnicity, so they ain't gonna go hard on him.
Did you see that Michelle Obama speech about when she gave a speech? It was when she was during the damn. I gotta send you that clip. But she was giving the speech and she was like she had her friends there, but the motherfucker who supported her and gave her the money for it and who really had the shit running was goddamn Harvey Weinstein. On her, she had him on her board. Harvey Weinstein, Gayle King, Oprah Winfrey, and damn, there was somebody else. But yeah, she was like, these are her best friends and this and that, and they done so much for her, and she loved them, and she honored goddamn Harvey Weinstein first before she honored any goddamn thing. I gotta send you that clip. And my sister ordered her that Michelle Obama book, and it just came in yesterday. So I told her I might want to read it and see what Michelle Obama talking about. But I already know she ain't talking about shit. I just want to see what underlying she got going on. I know she full of shit too. And them Obamas sold us out, y'all.
Hell yeah.
They think everybody, a lot of them think that they did us a lot of good, but you see how far that's getting us. They erased all that. They tried to erase all that shit that he so-called tried to do for us. They erased that real quick.
Right. Now listen to this. Now, bro said, let's be honest. Watch All Eyes on Me. Tupac's mom said it best. They will give you the tools to destroy yourself. Now, I'll be honest, bro. I ain't never gonna watch that movie that came out with All Eyes on Me, because a lot of actual people that were, connected and knew Tupac didn't side with the making of that movie.
No, sure didn't. Matter of fact, did you see that new documentary they supposed to be bringing out about Tupac, the fucking Mexican, somebody still alive in Mexico?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I said, man, they going too far, man. They really going too far with this shit. They really going too far with that shit. Even if Tupac was alive, I don't think he would fucking want to know it right about now. Not in this day and age and time. I think he wants to stay here the fuck out. You know
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of conspiracy that's going around that shit. Like, even when he died, you know what I'm saying? As far as his body being, it's a lot of questionable shit. But as far as me to just saying, come to a conclusion on, hey, man, I don't know. Fuck it.
Right. Because to me, I think about this, and I was just having this conversation with Famo. Okay, now Tupac served, time before he came out of death row. Well, what about the people that were there? We ain't never got an interview with anybody that I was in this correctional facility with Pac, or the guy that supposedly, like you said, embalmed Tupac. Why ain't nobody never talked to this person? I mean, you can have conversation with all kind of law enforcement or certain people that claim to be so knowing about the culture of melanated people, have all these conversations with law enforcement or people that have something ill to say about this man. Why not interview these people that, we was up in the correctional facility, Pac was always cool. We ain't never heard from nobody like that.
Right. And look how they portrayed Tupac, and then look at how they you can pretty much say sometimes some of these rappers are actors and characters, and they put in position to play certain parts. He might have been damn good at what he did. Look at Tekashi 6ix9ine and his situation. We know he told on all these folks, but before he got into all the shit he was in, where the fuck he came from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See, people in these, like, all these rappers and shit, where the fuck they come from? You know, who giving them this money to play with and to do the shit they doing, promotion and all that. I ain't never seen so many rappers in my goddamn life. Everybody ought to have be rich right about now. If all these rappers I see, they're splashing money. I don't see nobody broke.
Right. Think about it like this. This goes back to the movie I was talking about, Black and White. I forget the basketball player that played in it, but what's the guy's name? He played in the movie Something About Mary. What's his name? What is his name? Anyways, he was in it. He played like say that again.
No, I'm listening.
He came to the basketball players like, you know what? I'll pay you this much money to throw a game or whatever. So he started throwing games.
Yeah, that was shit. Magic Johnson. He did that shit too. And that's where a lot of that shit came down with the damn. He had to come to the plate and say he had HIV and all that shit there. But Magic Johnson them had got caught in the big goddamn scandal, a big goddamn a big shit, rigging the games and all that shit had came out on them. Had came out on him. So yeah, do a little history of research on that shit right there, man. A lot of them got caught up during that era and time, but they was rigging those games and those sports and stuff like that, and they got caught up.
Okay, bro said Ben Stiller. Yeah, Ben Stiller. So Ben Stiller came to the basketball dudes like throw some games, but then he said, you know what? I'm essentially the police. So now you work for me. You got to do what I say. So essentially, it's these types coming to like these rappers, just like in these record industries. You know what? You want to be a rapper? You got to do all this. I'll pay you some money, but if you don't do what I say, it's not gonna go your way. So essentially, that's the same thing with the little 6ix9ine dude. Someone put him on, whoever it is. They don't disclose really who discovered this person. That's the person I like to know. Who discovered them? Who molded them and positioned them to be around whatever. That's what I like to know. They don't talk about that part. They talk about, these people got all this time. Yeah, we're seeing the aftermath, but who started this shit from the beginning? Who put this motherfucker on?
That's right. That's right. See, see, a lot of us don't go to the source. We don't scratch the surface. We just take shit at face value, and that's what I mean by scratching the surface. You got to see where this shit, who controlling this shit, where is it really coming from, who put him in that position where he able to infiltrate. You know what I mean? Certain people and certain, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we know that he wasn't blessed in or beat in the game or no kind of way or nothing like that. So he bought his way in. So who gave him all the money to buy his way in and keep him supplied with the drugs and guns and shit that he needed?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
that lets you know the alphabet people are connected to that shit. Because they said, they had been on them. They've been watching this dude way before. Well, okay, if they've been watching all these other people before this dude really got introduced to them, who was the person that put him on? Like I said earlier, who put him on? Who said this is the motto you need to go for? You need to piss everybody off to get these people wanting to mess with you and exposing their crimes. We're inserting you into some shit that's gonna knock down some more shit from your buffoonery.
Right.
Now, Crow 100 said Tim Allen pushed weight before he became an actor. He got caught and then got into acting. Yes.
Yeah.
He essentially kind of got a slap on the wrist too. I heard it wasn't nothing strenuous with that. So with that being said, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I said with that being said, who put him on? Who got him the connections? Okay, now we're going to turn this into an acting thing. You're going to do these things and push this type of agenda. How did that come about?
And look at Tekashi 6ix9ine again, and look at who he was running with, and who he made all his music with, and who promoted him. And they see that's 50 Cent. And see, look at 50 Cent and look at what he represents. You see what I'm saying? And then go behind him, and then you got all this shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just keep on going and going and going until you get to where you can't go no more. But you begin to see where it comes from, though. See. So it's all. And then look at the 50 Cent and Young Buck situation. You know what I'm saying? How they try to keep young buck mouths closed and all that kind of shit. And even though he might have been transgender, I don't know about all that. It could have been just some bullshit, but at the same time, the motherfucker go through a whole lot of shit for you to keep their mouth closed about what you got going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like the P. Diddy incident, like everybody who pretty much that he signed with got fucked up and went to jail and got killed. You know what I'm saying? Shit
Right.
like that. And then motherfuckers that Jay-Z and signed and was rolling with, they ain't become successful. You know what I'm saying? They fucked up and, they on their dick and they ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? So you got to start adding that shit up, man.
Right, it makes me think back, and there's another thing me and Famo was talking about. It's this. It came with a CD I bought. It was a video clip with Cameron and Joel Santana, and they were in the studio and they were chopping it up. But in the studio was an engineer, and this engineer was a melonless person, in Brooklyn, and he was talking like. He was on a level of Cameron and Joel Santana, and essentially it's like, you know what? You're talking real big, but you work for, my partner. And he was essentially like, no, I don't work for him. I work for the record label. I'm like, no, okay. If you're saying that, then that makes me think you're an agent. Because the person you work for is a brother. I know he employs you. And he was like, no, I work for the record label. He's like, well, since you're getting all smart, I think you need to get up out of here. We're having a vote, and you need to get out of here because you don't need to hear what we're talking about. Because essentially you're a go-between telling them other people what's going on because you are the people.
Mm-hmm. That kind of remind me of the fame that Dr. Dre got. A lot of people, it's been rumors said that he didn't make a lot of those beats that they claim that he made.
If you listen to you got to listen to my interview I did with Big Prodigy. He breaks that down. Not so much depicting Dre, but depicting the thing about it like this. Well, I ain't gonna say Dre. I'm gonna leave his name out of it, but we can still marry it to that if you want to. You're big name producer. And you got a lot of money that people think your beats are the shit. But if you sign people that make beats and you write contracts, you can make it. You can be like, you know what? You got to do so many beats, and then I get to put my stamp on your shit. But people think it is my shit because the shit's tight. You got to make it like how I would make it, and I'll give you a little bit of money, and I'll sell all this shit for who knows how much. They do that shit.
That's right. And the people who really been in ghost made their music for them, they never get recognition because there's a contract that's saying that they can't never expose it or never say anything about it because it's already been a closed deal. You bought and paid for it. I bought this. It's just ain't no different than me buying a beat from somebody.
Right.
Saying, okay, it's my name on this beat. Now you can't never say that you made this beat for me. If you say anything, I can sue you.
Right.
That's the boo game. That's their boo game again. See?
I didn't even see this. Now, bro said, wasn't Shaq in a movie about college games being rigged? Yeah, it was Blue Chips. Yep, Blue Chips.
You would go back and look at Space Jam. Same thing with basketball with Michael Jordan and Space Jam. How that ball was.
And just think, they're about to make another Space Jam with LeBron James. Think about that.
Old boy Ben came out and showed you how they had madness in the basketball and the madness on the goal. You could buy a basketball with a madness in it for about $4,000 or $5,000, and you'll never miss a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was on one of them channels I seen about 2 or 3 years ago. You know what I mean? So it ain't far off. It ain't to me. I always felt like you was some remote control ass shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got a motherfucker at the top of the goddamn stand, the top of the booth calling plays. Then he calling the plays down to the quarterback or the team coach or whoever it is. They calling plays the same play to the quarterback or whatever. All that shit being handed down. So you still been controlled. You still running the play that somebody else wants you to run.
Right.
You might be the quarterback, and the team captain might be saying, "Hey man, run this play right here." You might be like, "Man, I ain't gonna run this. This is gonna get me fucked up. This is some bullshit. I can run this and get 2-3 yards. And I can score." But you got to follow those orders, see?
Right.
And you be in control. You see what I'm saying? So it's all a control thing, man. And it's a big adrenaline entertainment rush. You know what I'm saying? And people like that shit. They know they can get over on people because it's a big thing. A lot of they know that out of 100 people that only 1 or 2 people maybe 5 people might see the bullshit.
Right.
And that's us. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about 5 of y'all seeing the real deal. I can trick 100 of y'all motherfuckers. I can still get paid. I don't give a fuck about the 5 of y'all that say y'all can see the trick. You know what I'm saying? It's like you at that magic show and that magician doing that trick and you already know the trick he's doing, but everybody else don't know it. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit.
Right. Now, let me see. Okay, now Crow 100 said Blue Chips was the movie, bro, and then Low said like Ghost Riders. Yeah, Ghost Riders do a lot of shit behind the scenes that you know.
Yeah.
And then bro said Straight Outta Compton. Watch Straight Outta Compton. Q was the only one who didn't sign that contract. Well, I look at it like this. I lived through that whole situation where I don't even have to watch Straight Outta Compton. Yeah. That matter of fact, me and Famo was talking about that. Remember that Will back in the day when, you know, Eazy-E was going at Dre and all that, but they was like, you didn't go at Ice Cube. Well, think about it like this. Ice Cube didn't sign a contract, so yeah, he fulfilled his commitment. Because think about it, Cube probably wrote a lot of stuff for Eazy, but he probably didn't get that credit because how the contract was written up. So he's like, I can't be mad. I got all the publishing anyway, so why should I be mad at him? You know, he didn't sign a contract. That's cool.
Right.
You know.
And then see by Cube them being young, and they fucking with Ice Cube. I'm gonna say Ice-T and all them. You guys still look at back then, Jerry Heller and them. The motherfucker was hell back then on them boys when they first started signing them boys with that gangster rap and shit. And when they first, before they killed Eazy off, when he started talking about Jerry Heller,
right,
and all that bullshit was going on. So you still had them small heads that came in and threw a monkey wrench in the game too, and caused a lot of division with that too, because they seen where that shit was going back in those times. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a lot of shit that they hurry up and covered up when they killed Eazy. They covered a whole lot of shit up, man.
Well, think of all of the small hats that can really control that shit. They try to, big up, Suge was this person, or Eazy was that person, or Dre was like this. No. Think of people that they're handlers. When I say handlers, Jerry Heller, handler.
Right.
Clive Davis with Puffy, handler.
Right.
Jimmy Iovine, essentially with Death Row and with Dr. Dre, handler.
That's right. Quincy Jones, handler.
Right.
We can go on and on with them. They never old school handlers and pimps, And those are the ones still got their hands in the game now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And let's even go back further. Barry Gordy, come on.
Yeah.
But I'll look at it like this. I had this conversation with my pops. He was like, well, Universal owns Motown now. I'm like, well, think about it like this. They probably always own Motown. They just put out the face like they didn't own it. Because if you look at like some of them old movies that came out through Motown, like Lady Sings the Blues or Mahogany and things like that, it always says Universal MCA. They own them. They was the distribution. They just made the front like, oh yeah, Barry Gordy owns it. He handled the talent, but they actually funded all of that shit.
He wasn't another Uncle Ben.
Right.
Yep. A front runner, a front face, black. The same thing, black face. But let me throw this out here too. Just like the games and all that. And when you think about the blue and the red, and the Bloods and the Crips and all that type of shit there, all that came from the politics and from the race soldiers and white supremacists too, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, with the red representing the blood and the blue representing the crip or whatever, that's still Democrat and Republican. When you look at it,
right,
breaking all that shit back down, see, them colors, they create the crime, what I'm trying to say. They create the crime and they just implement it and we got them bringing to fruition.
Yeah, it's like we're the pawns and they manipulating us. Oh, you're the pawns.
That's right. They put the crime out here. It ain't no different than putting the drugs on the street. We put it out here, and then you come out here and you sell it and you do whatever you want to do. But if we catch you, then guess what? You in our system now. You know what I'm
right. And the news organization, they're not set up for the people. They speak on behalf of law enforcement, behalf of business. You know how I know? Because I got someone that works within that system that runs down how that shit goes. They have roll call meetings every morning like law enforcement do. So that means they're along the same play.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, you know, the people, for the majority of the people are some law-abiding citizens. But see, they got to create the crime to make their job look good and make them be able to keep their payroll to come in.
Yeah, to keep getting funding and things like that. Oh, we need more funding for this or that. We're running short on this because, you know, this is happening.
All right. So, you know, it's a cat and mouse game, man. You know, you just, like I say, it's too cool to come. You can't be goddamn out here slipping and get caught.
Huh.
That's all that is. You got to open your eyes and realize, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
realize these people that claim to be champions of interviewing, I feel I'm the champion, just because they're throwing all the Central Intelligence funding towards your buffoonery doesn't mean you're the best interviewer. Like I said, I challenge any motherfucker that think that I ain't saying the right things when I interview people. Come and debate me. Debate the people I feel that have skills at interviewing. Debate them. Come to my channel. Breathe my name on any of your channels when it comes to something like that. Because I would never lay no claim that I'm the best, but I ain't gonna say that, oh, nobody's, you know, fucking with me or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to try to get to the root of issues, not talk about that topical shit. We hear that everywhere.
That's right. See, I'm gonna say we ain't selling out to that bullshit, man. They can't get us. So I don't believe they can get me and you get us on this channel. You know, people that's on this channel, they can't get us with that bullshit. They trying to come with all this acceptance and you must submit and accept this and that. I ain't gotta accept a goddamn thing, and I ain't gotta be quiet for nothing. You know, when you standing up for the right thing, you supposed to stand up for the right thing and believe in what you believe in and speak on what you speak on, man.
Right.
Should nobody be able to quiet us and tell us what we can and what we can't do. You know, and for the people that let them do that to them, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they some cowards because they got them compromising the piece of their soul and the piece of their morals and values to make somebody else satisfied, and I ain't about that. It's either the truth or it ain't. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's just how that go with me. But I try to keep it, you know, I ain't gonna say 100. I just try to be real as I can, you know what I'm saying, as possible, you know. But, what's the name said? Damn, we missed some comments.
Yeah, we is.
Bro said, watch straight out of the company. No. He said, hip hop police is real. That was Crow 100. And then Mackie Muller.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back tuned in. I had to get back right. Okay, then you had to get right. You back in. Good to have you back in. He said, y'all seen Uncut Gems? That was low. I ain't seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. That's with Adam Sandler when he plays that jeweler. I haven't seen that yet.
Then Crow 100 said majority of the top execs were lawyers prior to them hopping into the hip hop game. Yeah, because they seen a new way to make some damn money.
Right.
And make some real quick money too.
Right.
And then And then Crow 100 said, listen to Choke No Joke. He exposed Jay-Z for letting one of his business partners stick around after she snitched on the cartel. Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. I seen that chick, man. I seen that. And then he said Choke also exposed Rock Nation being in the same building as LAPD. I went to Beverly Hills Court on a traffic violation, and I'll be damned, Rock Nation is right over there to bridge the LAPD. And then guess what? I'm down here in the South. I ain't too far from the Louisiana prison where him and Yo Gotti and all them supposed to be doing whatever they supposed to be doing. Man, this same shit. I've been in prison several times, and this ain't nothing new. The same motion they've been showing, the same shit been happening for 20, 30, 40 years, man. You know, I appreciate they can make a change. They ain't trying to knock them from making no change or whatever, but you know, it to me is just like you trying to step in and, you know what I'm saying, and put an act on like I'm going to do something in order to get some fame and fortune, and then at the end of the day, sell us out like everybody else is sold us out. So I ain't too much on top of all that. A rapper trying to become a politic, that's like a comedian trying to become a politic. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it's a joke, but it's almost a joke to me. You know, I understand people get serious and they grow up or whatever, but you know, there's certain things you just got to really, really, really show me. You know.
Now, bro, you said there's a rumor. I think you're saying Suge did an interview where he laughed, saying there's more than one way to kill a man. That's not a rumor. If I want to say,
he said that on that Easy E
yeah,
interview, if I ain't mistaken. Like, but he was, I think he was trying to say that Easy E didn't die from AIDS. I think he was trying to say that they killed Easy because all these years, man, ain't nobody else died as fast as goddamn Easy E. You know.
But do you remember? You remember? What's name some of the guys that host them Tonight shows? I don't know which one it is. Once you said,
David Letterman or
the newer people. He got a beard now. The one who has a beard. What's his name?
He's man, the gay motherfucker. I can't think right now. Shit.
Well, anyways, I think he comes on ABC if I'm not mistaken. The one that's on ABC that does a night show. I forget his name, but he was on there some years ago, and he said, "Yeah, you know, it's more than one way to kill him, man. You know, all you can do is get someone who has AIDS, you know, and get some of their blood, and you put it in
I know what you're talking about. That wasn't Larry King.
No, that wasn't Larry King. That was
one of y'all in the chat room called it out. I know y'all have seen it because I have seen it several times. I can't call it out either. I know exactly. I know he had a damn Versace shirt on. What's his name? Color button-down shirt on, sitting on that damn couch telling me. I know what you're talking about. I seen the interview.
So he said, and then you inject him with blood. He said, he said that Easy E thing, and he started laughing, and then they started trying to shy away from what he was saying. Like, damn.
It wasn't Jimmy Fallon, was it?
Not Jimmy Fallon, the other one.
Low said Jimmy. What's the other one now? The little gay-looking motherfucker. I know who you're talking about. If there's him.
Yeah, it is Jimmy. Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. That's what it is.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, I said Jimmy Fallon, but yeah, it's Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, he's right.
So yeah, he said that on there, and
somebody else said Conan.
No. Check. Go type in on YouTube right now. Go out of this. Say Suge Knight Jimmy Kimmel interview. You'll see exactly if they ain't pulled it because they could have scrubbed it. That was up a while ago, but yeah. And what's so crazy? At the end of that video, someone ties in the old cover of Ice Cube's album cover, Lethal Injection, where it shows like the needle going into, you know, someone the kid's headphones and things like that.
Exactly. So when you start thinking about stuff like that, you really can start tying stuff in. You know, not saying that Ice Cube had nothing to do with it, but see, sometimes people motherfuckers that be had control over your record label or your artwork, they put certain shit out there in your artwork that you might not know what the fuck it mean, but they know what it means.
Right, but peep this. I don't know if you got that last one. You know how they were coming out with postmortem CDs with Eazy-E. It was one where it came with a DVD, and they had an interview with Ice Cube, and he said, "Yeah, I was with Eazy. You know, before he got real sick, we was up in New York, and we were down by the water somewhere, and it was cold, and he didn't have no coat." And I just thought he got sick out there because he didn't have no coat. And then I find out later that, you know, he's up in the hospital and they're saying he got AIDS and all this. I'm like, wait a minute. So you were actually in New York when you're saying, you know, the last time he was really walking around being okay. And then, you know, later on, you know, that interview where, you know,
right.
Suge says what he says. But think about it like this. Then he says that, but think, where was the last place it was a situation where Suge was at that Straight Outta Compton set when he had that issue with, you know, whatever happened.
At that set when they was filming that movie or something, when he supposed to ran over those two, that guy or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of stuff that we overlook and we take on face value, and we think that our social media, that the media said it, so it must be true, and we don't do no further digging. But I listened to all that shit. I listened to that Greg Kading interview. He was talking about Tupac, and he was the one on the scene, and the man, there's so much shit going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you gotta really, and then the way Snoop was looking during those interviews when they were standing up right before Pop got killed, and it was just so much energy. You can just tell something's going to go on right before it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I listened to that Gene Deal shit, and he was telling motherfuckers like, he was trying to tell what's the name, not to go down there, because a lot of stuff is going to go on. And, you know, it's some elite shit, though. You know what I mean? It's some shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to do your homework on it, that's all. But, you know, at the same time, I'm like bro said earlier, and like you said earlier here, all rappers could be actors, and all actors could be rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you can act, you can rap, you can act, you can do anything. You could be an actor, you could be a CIA agent put in place to, you know, deter a certain agenda, or it could be anything. We don't know, you know.
Right.
You just gotta be careful what you're getting yourself into these days, because you know a lot of these young kids think it's all good until they cross that line, and then sometimes it ain't no way back. You know, this past 2 years we've seen a lot of young artists go, man.
Right.
It's about 20 years old, 25 years, 22 years old. You know what I'm saying? So this thing ain't no joke. You know, sacrificing your soul and trying to get this fame and riches and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff they tell you the truth. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta pay attention to what these folks saying, because a lot of them be in it and they telling you in so many words they hate they in it. They trying to get out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
You just gotta pay attention. A lot of them hate they got in that shit because they can't get out of it now. They got to keep on doing what they doing. It's killing them. So, you know.
Now I just posted that video I was talking about that I found that that's on YouTube. If y'all click on that link, that's what, you know, where he speaks on that, or Suge Knight speaks on it. It was hard to find. I think they had erased the original one that I eventually, you know, had found a long time ago. Let me see if I can find that Ice Cube one that I was talking about.
Yeah, I think like, you know what I'm saying, I think Ice Cube and Eazy-E and all of them started out with good intentions, but once that evil industry came at them boys, man, and they started sending a little money, I think all of them, you can pretty much go back in time if you came from that era in time like me or you did. we can pretty much go back now and look and see where shit started going bad at when them small hats started stepping in and trying to gain control over hip hop. You know,
Right.
we can go back between before Run DMC and Biz Markie and Public Enemy when there was all that, positive stuff going on, hip hop and all that, and then we can see where shit started changing, where they started promoting all this, shake your ass and sell dope and bust your head, and you know what I'm saying? So we see where all that shit came from and where it got us at right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for somebody to tell us about history when we done lived through this shit already. You know what I'm saying? We done seen the shit they talking about. We done seen it. We lived through it. It's like somebody else telling us about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. But hell, I don't know. I wasn't here. But I'm here. I was here when Tupac and Big and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's a piece of history that we gotta keep on and remember. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. We don't have to hold on.
Okay, you said, bro, yes, sir. The artist didn't create finalized image of a CD. They just went along with what the label execs wanted.
Yep.
You said, I'm gonna support no matter. I'm just gonna do it. And then bro said, sometimes the devil dangles shiny things and money in front of you to control you. Most definitely.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what they do, But it's up to us. You know what I'm saying? To warn each other and let each other see that, sometimes everything that we see that it might be good for us, might not be good for us in the long run.
Right. It's gonna be good for someone for someone else's benefit.
Mm-hmm. You got and the reason why I'm saying that because you got kids that's growing up and you might have children or anything. You got to let them know, hey, I know what you like to play, basketball or football or baseball or whatever it is, but you got to still be aware of what's going on once you get into this, you know what I'm saying, league or whatever. Anything, if you do make it, if you make it, you got a battle ahead of you. And don't compromise your soul for nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I ain't saying everybody a part of what's going on because you got some out there that probably ain't a part of that stuff. But trust me, if they ain't a part of it, they catching a hard time.
Right.
Hell.
Or they finally woke up and no longer wanted to be a part of it. Because think about it like this. I always reference this. Y'all could reference it too. Barry Bonds, when it was all that scandal, all people are taking steroids and people were going down for steroids. When his partner wouldn't give him up, the judge held his partner under contempt because he wouldn't say that he took steroids. Then when Barry Bonds was out, the agents TMZ would always come up to him like, "Hey, so how's it being retired?" He's like, "I'm not retired." They say, "Well, you're not playing baseball." He's like, "That's because nobody will pick me up." They essentially blackballed him out of playing baseball.
Yeah, they blackballed you. You ain't playing ball no more with them. They try to make it hard for you when you won't be able to make no money. It really ain't about the money thing, but they know if we take your money from you, then you ain't really got a voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they really aim to get your money. If they can't get your money and quiet or silence you or kill you, then they'll take your money from you and take your voice from you where you can't speak out and say nothing.
Right.
They'll have you in so much trouble like Cat Williams. Every time you look around, he's going to jail, getting busted or some old kind of crazy shit to where nobody don't want to believe what you say. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or if you do get interviews with, and I don't even know why they interview with some of them people and they're talking all that crazy shit, you got to basically come at them even wronger than how they're coming at you. It's like you're supposed to sit there and like, oh, yeah. No, fuck that. You speaking ill on my name, so of course I'm going to come at you the way I'm coming at you.
Exactly. I'm going to straighten your ass out before you even get to going.
Right.
So, yep. I done lost you on YouTube. I got to get back to the chat.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get back in the what's the name?
Now, Lo, you said like Dave Chappelle. He said they took all his money off his card. I don't know what you're talking about. Dave Chappelle's situation.
He talking about Dave Chappelle when they offered him that deal, and when he didn't take that deal, when he was talking about can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, when he didn't take that deal. Hold up, shit. When he was talking about, he had to go to Africa and he stayed gone all that time. When he was talking about Hollywood and how they was doing him and all that shit there, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, but that essentially came down to, they said, oh, Dave Chappelle's crazy. They was about to offer him $50 million and he didn't take it.
Right.
Well, actually, his partner that he, wrote, the scripts and helped write with, they offered him like in the hundreds of millions and didn't want Dave Chappelle to know that. He was supposed to get in the hundreds of millions too, but they wanted to give him 50. And a lot of people are, 50 is a lot. Well, if I know I'm due like 250 million, which you think I want? I want the 250. Fuck you talking about? I want some take 50.
You trying to give me a goddamn Monique deal.
Right.
And that what Monique was arguing about, like, damn, shit, you gonna give Amy Schumer all this kind of money, what's the name of all this kind of money? Shit, I've been in the game longer than her and did just as much as her and just as good as her. Shit, why don't you give me a little bit more here? At least even the balance out here. How you gonna give them up for this kind of money? They just jumped in the goddamn game and then tell me I ain't worth as much when I already got all kind of Grammys and goddamn shit going on.
Oscars and all kind of shit that's supposed to be regarded as something. But once again, if you ain't fetching and playing by their rules, they don't care about any of that.
Exactly. So, but I seen about 2 weeks ago where she supposed to have a Netflix, some kind of, not Netflix, might be a Netflix deal or something. She got a little deal now, so she can come back on TV. But at the same time, now I'm wondering if you done done all that goddamn crime and you done sold your soul out there and offered you a little more money. Now I'm trying to see what you got going on.
Or is that another situation like we just got done talking about Calvin Broadus?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll make this big stink. Oh, now they're coming around my way. Now I can be quiet and apologize. And just think about it like this, like the news does. Like, oh, yes, this guy was busted for selling drugs. And then the next story, when they're wrong, they're like, well, we made a mistake. This guy really didn't sell drugs. Oh, now sports. You say a little bit about that shit. You don't go into how you fucked up this person's character and all that shit. You just say a little tidbit.
There was a slight mistake and everything is all right now, and they brushed that shit off, and you still stuck with trying to get all that shit off of you and all that. Hey, Rick, I tell you, them up about the last time I talked to you a few months ago, them up over I told they had came and kicked my goddamn, well, they didn't kick my door in, but they came in my damn little house or whatever shit I had going on.
Right.
And they took my little fucking little bag of weed and my doobies and shit, man. And come to find out, they was all fucked. They had their paperwork right, search warrant right, or nothing, man. I'm trying to stick their ass.
I bet you are. Shit, you right.
I'm trying. That's why I'm gonna leave it alone from them. But they pissed me off so bad, man. I said, man, fuck that shit. Wrong, address wrong, every goddamn thing. Then they coming there all fucked up, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm trying to have something done about that soon.
Right. It only makes sense.
But it just goes to show you how, like a couple of days before that, not in my area, but in my same county, in the same city, they did that shit and they kicked the door in and they killed somebody.
Yeah, I remember you was telling me a little bit of something like that. I'm like, wow.
And then right after that, I don't know if I told you about it maybe a month ago, they did that same shit at a lady house And the lady, when they came in the lady house, she started fucking blasting on my old lady, like 50 or 60 something years old. She started dumping on the police,
Mm.
thinking that she thought they had broken thought somebody was breaking her house. And when she started shooting, shit, the police came in and they killed her, man.
Mm.
And she was in the right, trying to protect their own goddamn land and house. So right now they trying to make it to where they can't goddamn just run in your house like that. You know what I'm saying? With their guns already drawn and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then not only that, like 2 more officers just like this week, well yesterday and today, the more officers got fired because they been doing some, but they didn't get fired. They just left the job because they already know they ass in hot water. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this shit corrupt like a motherfucker, and you know what I'm saying? They've been doing some bullshit.
Right.
But I'm fighting these motherfuckers. I ain't going out no fight, homie.
Right. Good night, bro said good night, gentlemen. Hey, have a good night. I'm glad you tuned in.
Hey man, good night, man. Glad you tuned in too, man. It's been a while since me and Rick been on, so we've been chopping it up for a minute. Hell, I might stay on for another few minutes myself, and then I'm about to get on up. I got to get up early in the morning.
Right. We done been on for a good amount of time, and it's people are coming in late. Hey, once the replay go up, you can catch what you missed from the beginning.
Let me see something right quick before we get out though. Trying to see who all in the I just want to see who all in the chat. Okay. I'm just looking to see who all in the chat scrolling down, who all came in. I thank everybody for coming in. I appreciate Reek for giving me the time to come in. And, we don't chop it up every day, but I'm in the affirmation. I'm some goddamn well, so yeah. I'm going to chime in any chance I get. You know that.
Right.
I know you ain't been on in a few weeks, a few days or whatever. Anyway, you might have took a break off in the media. They algorithms, so they crazy right now. I don't know what they got going on.
Right.
I'm thinking that it might not last too long anyway. We might have come up with something else, another system to go on or something where it's looking like it might come to the end by the end of this year or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, I got the Tuku account established on other platforms. I just haven't put nothing on them. But if it happens, I might have to start, throwing the different little links so you can go over there and watch it on the different little platforms. As a matter of fact, you just be able to just type in Tuku account. Like, oh, he's over here, and that's how you find me. So, what is it? BitChute, Float. Patreon. I'm on Patreon. I just haven't, posted on there, but I got them started, and whenever I'm ready, I'll start posting over there too.
Yeah, we try to, I guess, maybe switch it up a little bit. See if what I'm saying. Never know who you might can catch up, or you might get some more views or some more people to come in, or just switch it up a little bit on. Cause they've been hard on this channel right here, man.
Huh.
I'm like, God damn.
And people will think, well, maybe it's just your channel. No, because there's other people, their channels be flying. I be on them sometimes. I'm like, damn, they ain't letting nothing go wrong with their shit. But then when you start hearing how they're talking, like, oh, that's why, because they ain't really, saying certain things. See, I don't pull the punches. I be letting that shit fly.
Right. That's the only thing. But shit, I'm like that. If I can't speak how I feel, then I'm gonna rather not come on and talk.
Right.
Because I ain't trying to satisfy nobody or dance to their music or be too scared to say this or scared to say that. If it needs to be said, it needs to be said.
Right.
I ain't got nothing to lose in my life, man. So but I just be glad to come on and be glad to see that somebody, I ain't in this world alone, and somebody at least feeling the same way I feel, and I know I ain't goddamn crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I be looking at shit like, God damn, man, I ain't finna follow this trend. I hope everybody in the world ain't following this damn. I hope somebody can see this shit ain't going right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, so
That's exactly how I be feeling like, man, somebody got to be feeling like how I feel. But now they know people are waking up to this. So that's why certain channels get messed with. They don't want certain segments of the population to be like, oh, wait, they may wake up if they hear what he's talking about. Let's, throw all kind of monkey wrenches on his channel so, that message don't go out.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta keep it going. That's all, and keep putting it out there. No, they take it down, she put it back up here. That's all I can say.
Right.
You can't let them stop us. That's it's still a fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight it's a fight tooth and nail. So hey, you gotta fight it all the way out.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But with that being said, I know you got to get up and hit it in the AM. I'm glad everybody took the time to come in, to tune in to Too Cool to Con and listen to me and Williams chop it up back and forth, and y'all add into the conversation. Hey, if you catching the replay, if they done sent you a notification saying I'm live and I'm not actually live, listen to the whole replay. Comment on the comment section since you can't comment on a live, and hopefully you'll be able to catch us when we come on again and do another What's Going On 17,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We on 17 now.
Right. But I'm going to let y'all, if anybody got anything to say in the chat real quick, hey, let it be known. If not, we're going to sign out. Been 200 plus minutes. I don't know how that breaks down, but we've been on some time now. And matter of fact, get your likes in. If you ain't like this particular live stream, I'll hopefully, it made you think about some things that you probably didn't think about. Hopefully hit the like button to get a better placement.
Exactly. We got some wild topics in. We got pretty far, and we came on back home. So we hope y'all enjoyed it. And like Rick said, like it and enjoy it, hit the like button, subscribe if you did subscribe, and come back and join us next time.
Right. And with that being said, up out of here. Peace 'em up.
Hey, peace.